Right. Oh, well, I'm gonna have to get some new intro music. We don't have our normal.
Oh no!
I'm gonna have to find something new now that we have some sort of an answer.
I think you nailed it. I think you could just do it every time like that.
Yeah. So while I'm talking, someone just do that in the background the whole time.
Da da da.
Don't, because I know you're all about to start doing it. So don't actually. I won't tell that. Hey guys, happy session 22.
You know we have a soundboard, right? We can just do that on the soundboard.
And we have the horn, don't we?
Yeah, it's like a standard Discord thing.
Where is it? I don't see it. Thank you. Thank you. Anyways.
What are you getting?
Welcome back. It is a Wednesday. It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Wednesday, my dudes.
Oh my gosh.
But it's a busy summer for us, so we're making it work as we can. But still excited to keep the story moving along. Definitely a lot of fun, exciting stuff happening recently. So let's just dive right back into it. As I told my wonderful players shortly before we joined, I have not had the chance yet to go back and rewatch the past episode, so my recap is going to be potentially a little blotchy. And so, players, as I say stuff and as I miss stuff, feel free to jump in and just add to the fun. But basically, I believe last session, some of the more important stuff to happen. The session started with the party face-to-face with none other than Goldcloak Novar Valvisa himself in the office of Davina's old pal Corbin. After a brief interaction with Novar, in which he insisted that the group attend the Coronation Ball that evening for the newly crowned Grand Empress. The party then left the area after contemplating breaking into Novar's office, which they decided against. The party went back to actually, sorry, at that point they went to go speak with none other than Duke Valimir Sinclair, Davina's father, in which the conversation went relatively smoothly. Davina weaved her magic, her oratory magic, and was able to get her father to admit to a few things, including some of the plans, confirming some of the plans that the Circle is up to, confirming that they are in fact looking to find the seat of the Fae next, and they are in the process right now of figuring out the best course of action to do that, of which Davina offered up her and the group's services to do just that. And so, in a bid to try and see what he and the rest of the group could make happen, the Duke did also insist that the group attend the Coronation Ball in the evening to schmooze, talk to a few other members of the Circle, and see if they can maybe make their case for ways that they could help. As they went back home and began preparing for the ball, Violet quickly stopped over at her childhood home, hoping to run into her brother. Unfortunately, he was not there, but as she did a little snooping in his room, she found some odd documents scattered amongst some of his things, including a hand-drawn schematic of the Imperial Ballroom on the Autumn Palace. So she quickly left a note instructing her brother Arthur to find her at his earliest convenience before returning to Davina's flat.
What was his name again?
Arthur.
Arthur.
Arthur goes by Art. And so back at Davina's estate, the group was busy preparing, getting themselves ready. They had also gone out earlier that day to, with some money borrowed from Davina's father, they got themselves some nice new digs to really fit in with the cream of the crop at the Coronation Ball. Is there anything I missed, folks? any other big moments that I might have forgotten about?
Oh, just that name drop about who the new Empress was, but you know.
Yes.
And this could be
Mhm.
interesting to our
I know
lovely
her.
Elaine. Yes.
I know her.
Yes.
Ugh.
Indeed. Esmeralda Pannon, the newly crowned Grand Empress, and also the same woman who was spoken of by the royal gardener when Elaine went in the middle of the night.
Oh, is that what we missed?
No, something else in the session prior.
It's related. So,
Okay.
Rude.
HR.
Wait,
HR.
let me.
HR, HR, HR.
Hold,
Hold,
please.
hold, please.
Please. HR.
Esmeralda.
How do we spell Pannon?
Your note taking is just
P-A-N-I-N.
absolutely beautiful. P-A-N-I-N. Okay.
Got it.
All right. So, with that, we find ourselves once again at the lovely furnishings of Duchess Davina Sinclair, where the group readies themselves for an exciting evening ahead. At this point, it is late afternoon, early evening. It's starting to kind of be golden hour a little bit outside. The coronation itself is happening over at the Carmine Chancel, the cathedral right across the street. But that's something for a little bit more like the actual, specific government figures themselves. It's more of a formality, a formal ceremony, and then the rest of the aristocracy will shortly begin gathering at the ballroom itself to eventually greet the new royal couple when they make their way over. And so we return to y'all as you're getting ready.
I really don't know what to wear. Do I wear anything? Like, it feels wrong to go like this, but I don't.
Like, you can wear whatever you like. I'm sure I have a blue dress if you
Yeah.
really want one.
Oh no, I don't know about the dress. I was wondering if I could actually get some money. I want to go to perhaps an armory or something.
Oh, for the eye?
Oh, I did think about this. Yes, that could also be good. But no, I was hoping to maybe find something like, I don't know, that I could just maybe add permanently. Or a helmet or
Ooh.
something. I don't know. I have a couple
like
ideas.
that.
And if you have a dress that you wouldn't mind me like ripping because I'm very flattered, but I am a bit larger. Then, yeah, if you have something blue, then absolutely.
The gown becomes a mini skirt on Elaine.
Yeah, it's just.
You can look, but I think a lot of them are mostly red and gold, so.
But
I
I would have some blue, so I'll go into my room and I'll bring out a few options for you, Elaine. I'll bring out like a cobalt blue one, a navy blue one, a light blue, a periwinkle. Violet has plenty of options.
Amazing. I will start going through dresses and finding a piece I like. Do you mind if these are irreparably damaged?
Not at all.
Excellent. Okay.
You, for this being isn't this one of the first big parties that you've been to?
Yes, and so I don't know if I should go as like actual person who has been invited to this thing, or if I should go more as bodyguard.
Elaine,
I don't know.
Actual person.
Yeah, what would make you happy?
It can be a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little column A, a little column B. I still, I don't know.
That's
I don't
what
want
Mook's
to
doing.
That's my plan for this. Is a little bit of both, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
How about an actual person who could kick everyone's ass?
I really do like this. Yes, I'll go with that.
And I'll be a regular person who's friends with the person who can kick anyone's ass.
Excellent. This is perfect. This is a flawless setup.
Sal and I will be the mouthpiece for all the people who can kick anyone's ass.
Perfect.
And Mook? Is that your name?
Are you going by Mook tonight still?
What was your name?
Mook. It's Mook. It's terrible.
What's Jasper's cover identity?
Mook.
Mook? Is that right?
His name's Mook.
Mook. Yeah, maybe Mook just doesn't talk so much. Like...
Hey, don't you be telling me what I need to be doing, okay?
Wait, why are you like Northern European as well all of a sudden?
Yeah.
You shut your fucking mouth.
There you go. That's better.
Okay, he's got back.
Hey, I'm Mook in here.
Hey, I'm bodyguarding over here. I got.
Davida, I'm gonna look at you and be like, just so you know, I love, not fitting in, but Mook is totally going to draw some attention to himself at the party.
No, I'm hanging out with the bodyguards. That's all I'm gonna do.
I think it's gonna be great.
You think there's like when people go somewhere and there's a daycare section and they just leave their kids? You think they just leave the bodyguards?
Not even daycare.
I mean, that's not.
It's a coat closet section for bodyguards.
Coat check.
Yeah.
Coat check. They're all just hanging out. They're playing cards. They're just.
Honestly, it's not the craziest idea.
I know it. I know it's not. You guys are trying to. You guys are trying to fucking gaslight me right now, and it's a great idea.
Oh my god.
Fucking gaslight me. I have great ideas.
You have ideas, Michael. I'll give you that.
Hey. Hey. Fucking rude.
So you guys are having this conversation. Maddie, your lovely little halfling housekeeper.
Maddie the baddie.
Maddie the baddie.
Pokes her head into the room and she goes, sorry to interrupt, but there's a visitor here to see you.
Oh? Who?
She looks at you, Violet, and she says, Mistress Violet, for you.
Send the little asshole up here.
She kind of like clutches her pearls a little bit, and she's like, "I'll send him up right away." Yes. And she heads downstairs. A couple minutes pass, and you hear some light, kind of frantic footsteps that make their way up until rounding the corner and entering the room, dressed in some of his most impressive wear that you ever seen him in. A fancy suit, a beautiful sort of vest and collar and tie, is your younger brother, Arthur Salazar.
Oh, he's adorable.
He looks so cute and little.
He's a little guy.
His baby.
And he steps in and he looks at you and his eyes go wide. And then a huge smile crosses his face. He says, Violet.
I'll walk out to him and give him a big hug.
He wraps his thin little arms around you and squeezes you tight, doing that thing that you guys traditionally do where you sort of abandon all aristocratic decorum, kind of become kids again.
All right, yep. It's been a second. All right, Art, let go.
He pulls back. I'm glad I found you.
You look older since last time I saw you.
I grew an inch and a half.
You're not allowed to get taller than me.
Careful, it's coming.
I'm glad you got my note.
Yeah, God, I don't even know where to start. I have a lot of questions. It sounds like you do too. What are you doing back in Verkova?
Now that is a long story. Art, a long story. I think let's save that for another time. I'll give you the long and short of it.
It's my fault.
It's always Dab's fault. You know it. You know it's always her fault. Look at her. Look at that guilty face.
He kind of like gives you like an awkward smile.
Hi, Arthur.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Hello, Duchess Sinclair. It's just, I was about to leave to Scarport to find you.
I told you not to come looking for me.
I know, it's just, things have gotten a little tough with Ma and Papa, and I just,
Mama.
I wanted, I don't know, I wanted your advice. It's been hard since you left, Violet.
I'm gonna take a beat and just sort of give him a more thorough look over, and sort of fuss with his hair a little bit if it seems ruffled, and straighten his clothing. And I think I'm gonna look a little guilty because I know that leaving him there alone was a decision that I did not make lightly. And so I'll look at him and just like, okay, I know. Come on, let's go talk about it. Look at Molly and ask for some tea. Maddie.
Maddie the
Maddie.
baddie.
Maddie the baddie. I'll look at
Yeah,
Maddie
fucking
and ask for
baddie.
some tea.
Yes, right away, and she'll head downstairs.
Okay.
Why did you come to the house?
To find you. I wanted to check in.
Well, I mean, here I am now. If I tell you I need your help, would you stick around?
I will try. I will do what I can to help you.
Well, that's good. Cause I think I maybe I met some of your friends. I don't really know. They've been giving me a little bit of a hard time lately. I well, I guess let me start from the beginning. After you left, I started getting a little desperate, and I wanted to know where you went. And I know you said not to look for you, but I wanted maybe you were close by. I don't know. And so I knew that you liked to hang out with common folk, and so I tried to hit up a few different places that I think you've mentioned that you've been to before.
No, you didn't. Okay.
I just I wanted I tried to think like Violet, you know.
That's never a good
Anyways,
idea. Never a good idea, kid.
Anyways, I found I found out that there was this new group that was kind of making their space here in Verkova, and they were trying to grow their numbers over in the Lake District and the River District, and so I thought I'd go check them out because maybe you knew something about that. You're always kind of like on the cutting edge of what's going on. I figured maybe you knew about that or they knew about you. But when I got there, they didn't seem to love the fact that Avila was amongst them. Anyways, they they threatened me unless I helped them take care of some stuff and get them some information that they needed. And they said that they would be able to find information on you if I helped. So I had them find out where you were, and they told me that you were in Scarport. And then they had me scout the Imperial Palace and give them information about the grounds and the ballroom. And now, now I'm really nervous about what's going to happen tonight at the ball.
Yeah. Art, I think you bit off a little bit more than you can chew. Can you give me names? Names of everyone you spoke to and worked with. And what group? What new group?
They call themselves Lodestar. They have their logo is like a constellation looking thingy. They wear the emblems on all of their clothes.
Have we seen anything like this before?
And they threatened you?
Well, I'm gonna let Megan get there.
Which,
I'm pretty
if
sure
I ask the DM, you have to tell me if we've seen something like this before.
I know, but I know for a fact that this is in somebody's notes.
Legally, you have to tell me.
If you're a cop, you have to tell me.
I'm pretty sure, Megan, is it the people that we met back in that little town?
Hold. Why is my search thing not working? Hold on.
I could tell you, but it's gonna be more satisfying to Megan if she finds it on her own.
Yes.
At this point, I'm just getting really mad. I know for a fact because it's load LODE, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Ah!
We know this. We do know this.
I know I heard it before, but I don't know what the fuck it is.
I will tell you if it's unless Megan really wants to find it.
She seems pretty determined.
No, my search isn't working. Just tell us.
Lodestar is the organization, the order that Kiva is part of.
Oh
No.
shoot! Kiva!
This is the group that she spoke of. Lodestar is also the organization in which the Cardinal sits at the top.
Gotcha.
Oh shoot.
So he goes, Art continues, and he says, and then there were these two in particular that kind of seemed in charge of what's happening. They're hard to miss. They're two Goliaths. I think they're twins, Garrus and Picoro. One large dude and one large lady. Let me tell you that. Well, they, I couldn't really say no. They did find out information that I asked them to, and so I had to help, and Mama and Papa are still forcing me to go tonight, and now I'm nervous that my fingerprints might be all over something, and I don't know what.
What's the first rule that I taught you if you were going to get involved in anything that I'm involved in?
Don't.
Well, yes, and also burn
Don't.
That's
Yes,
kind of perfect.
you already broke that first rule, little brother. So, what's the second rule? I'm gonna hit his arm. What is the second rule?
Hit back?
Okay, fine. That's in the list of the top 5, but it's burn all evidence. Leave no trace. You were never there.
No,
You weren't involved.
that's a hiking principle, you know?
But Lila's also an environmentalist. But guess what I found in your room?
What did you find in my room?
A schematic of the ballroom.
Yep, they asked about that.
Yep.
They wanted to know specifically about any entrances, exits, windows, and plant life for some reason.
Oh, they got a druid.
Oy.
Okay, and do you know if they're going to be at the party tonight?
I don't. In some capacity, I think so. I don't know how or what they're planning, but they seem to be pretty focused on tonight. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You're okay. We're gonna take care of this. Okay. You're not gonna get wrapped up in it.
Too late for
I'm
that.
gonna look around at all of you and be like, "We've got this handled.
We do.
Got it handled."
Okay.
Okay.
We better, Sal, because this could blow our chances sky high.
Chances
Well-
of what?
I don't know. Just thinking the worst.
We're leaving tomorrow, right? Like,
I mean,
That-
we're leaving tomorrow either way, but if we can convince these people to back us, it'll be easier. But then if we could get this group, the Resistance, Lodestar, whatever, on our side as well, if we could straddle the fence and play both sides for a little bit,
well,
so we can get more information,
I don't know.
it might help.
It's likely they're gonna attack the ball. It's gonna be
They're-
pretty
Mhm.
hard to play both sides of that.
Unless we can convince them to not attack the ball.
How long until the
Are
party?
you- yeah. How long until the party? And then, yeah, let's figure that out.
We're
Hour
not
and a
gonna
half.
do it right.
Okay, we have
Hour
we have
and
an hour and a half to
Hour and a
find this
half?
organization and convince them.
Okay.
Find them there.
Art, do you know where did you meet the leaders, Garrus and Pecoro, when you exchanged this information?
There was a meeting house down in the Lake District. I heard something from someone who heard it from someone that that's where they were going to be gathering, and so I went. But I don't know where they are now.
Okay. I mean, you know this ballroom better than any of us at this point. Can you what are the exits and entrances? Tell us the key information that you passed on to them.
Sure. Well, okay. So the ballroom is technically an annex in the east wing of the palace. They built it as an offshoot so they could maximize the window space. They wanted the light, I guess. How that helps a ball being held at night, I don't know. But the main entrance comes from the west side, which comes from the palace itself. The only way to get there is to go through the palace. There are a few sort of grand windows in the ballroom. There's a couple courtyards on the outside on either side.
This is
Decorated
good
with
information.
different shrubs and bushes, a large bonsai tree.
Okay. Well,
What if we bring, because we don't have time to go to Lake District and back and be
No.
in time, right?
out there. Mhm.
What if we bring Arthur with us and we tell him to keep an eye out for anyone that he recognizes?
Exactly.
Well,
And we can do our,
I'm already going. I
You're
have
going.
to. So
Mhm.
he looks at you and he says, "Violet, Mama and Papa will be there too."
Ugh, I know. Do they know I'm back in the city?
I didn't know until about an hour ago.
Okay, that's good. Also, what have they been up to? I
Mama's on
know.
a warpath. She's been. She's been obsessing lately about securing the family's position in the new regime. Apparently, there's been a lot of maneuvering, a lot of houses rising and falling, and she thinks that our mines and our iron can be an important commodity. And so she's been forcing me to be on my best behavior. She said she wants me to begin my career. Papa is skeptical. You know You know what he thinks of me.
Well, you know what I think of him.
Yeah, to this day, he still praises you.
Yeah, well, he only saves that for a select few, and it's all surface level with him. Well, do you want to just come with us to the ball? Not with them?
I can't. My mom would have my head. I have to make my way back. I told them I had to go drop off a tuxedo for a friend of mine.
Sorry you're stuck with them, but
It's a little lonely.
well, if you want to run away, you can take a few lessons from me.
Not all of us are brave enough to take that leap. Violet.
You are.
We'll see.
And Art, what did they threaten you with?
Physical harm.
Well then, I think I might have to return that favor whenever I meet them.
As long as you don't tell them I sent you.
How would they ever know we're related?
The family resemblance is uncanny.
I shake your hair.
Thanks, Elaine.
Well,
good luck.
you asked, but before you go, you know, I know you have to go back to Mom and Pa, but there's some bad shit happening in the city, Art, and it's kind of funny that the people you were working for might actually be the good guys. I don't know what they're planning for tonight. I don't know who they're targeting, but it could be the case where they're trying to take down some people who are working against us. Have Mom and Pa ever mentioned a group called the Circle, by chance?
I don't think so. They haven't said anything to me about it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna like get up in your face. Do not join any groups called the Circle. Do not work for them. Do not talk to them. Avoid them at all costs.
He kind of like, he's like thinking back, he's like, burn the evidence, don't join the circle. Got it?
And rule number 1 is just don't.
Don't.
Okay, you know how to reach me now?
Do I?
At Dab's. Just send a letter here.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm going to stare at him and be like, just as when we were kids and we wanted to get into trouble. I'm going to roll again because that was terrible. For 4 hours, you're going to hear in your head, alert me here when you see anyone at the ball who you met with.
And his head back, he'll respond, okay.
Okay. Don't do anything stupid.
Rule number 1, don't.
Don't tell Mom and Dad I'm here.
Don't.
It is a
Don't.
from Violet. That is an incredible rule. I wish she would follow it sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. Do as she say, not as she do.
Get it. Yes, Elaine, get it.
And also, I'm gonna look around at all of you, and then at Art, and be like, and Art, if you need help at any point in time, you can go to any of my friends.
He looks over at Vel and Mook. and he goes, uh, Arthur Salazar, and he sticks out his hand.
I just shake my head.
I'm gonna come up behind him and I'm gonna cross my hands, be like,
What do you want me to do? My name's Mook.
Oh my.
Hi, Mook. Thanks for the help.
You're too stiff. Loosen up a little bit.
Okay.
it's our parents.
This is Nile all over again.
I'm Volterra. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Velterra. Welcome to Verkova.
Thank you.
Emily.
He's met you before.
Oh, okay. It's been a while.
Yeah, but you know,
I
am
thought we were all
still
just doing that. So.
And I know you, Auntie Elaine. No, I'm just kidding. But so he'll kind of like look around the group, and he'll sort of like stand back up. He'll straighten his vest and his collar, and he'll say, "See you on the other side, I guess."
It's gonna be fine.
I just give him a little nod and I say, Arthur, don't let them see you sweat.
Yes, Your Grace.
You know you don't have to call her that.
Sorry, Mama is in my head. I can't get her
I
out.
know.
At least there's someone around here that still respects me, and I look at Sal while I say that.
Oh my god.
I blow you a kiss.
And with that, he will turn on his heels, walk back out down the stairs until you hear his footsteps fade away.
Well, looks like my little brother got into some trouble.
Well, we're
It runs
I'm
fucked.
glad he
in the
did.
family.
Yeah, it runs in the family, but I'm glad he did because now we know that the Lodestars are apparently attacking the ballroom tonight.
But we're on the same side as them for the most part.
Yeah.
For the
So
most
I think
part.
we might be able to convince them to hold off if it means putting us in a more advantageous position.
My hope is that we may be able to present ourselves and be granted an audience with the Empress, assuming she knows or is involved with the Cardinal of the Lodestar. And
She's a
because of
druid.
my familial relation with her, I'm hoping that we could.
Wait.
It sounds like the Lodestar group is the Lodestar. It sounds like Lodestar is very much against whatever's going on here, and probably the Empress if they're planning to attack her coronation.
Yeah. I don't think they're working together.
I think our best bet is to stop them before they do anything, revealing themselves and potentially throwing any chance we have of having an advantage out the window.
My thought
Is it possible that we
Oh, you go ahead.
is it possible that we could get to the Empress before? I think I might know her somehow.
Wait, you might know her. She's
Right?
distant family for me. How do you know her?
So she gifted lilies, these like crimson lilies, to the royal garden years ago apparently, and then just disappeared without a trace. If this is the same Esmeralda that this royal gardener spoke about, and he spoke of her fondly, said she was very gifted with nature. So I think that she is some type of druid, perhaps, if she has any power, or maybe she just has a green thumb. I don't know. But I don't know if it is the same person, but it feels like too much of a coincidence that this is the name from the garden, this is the name of the Empress, these are the lilies that I have a memory of vaguely, and so I might know her, or I might, I don't know, remember someone who remembers her, if that makes sense. So, distant family, distant memory, but I'm very worried if she's attacked. This is the
I
most concrete evidence I have to my past at all.
I think it is worth it to try and absolutely speak with the Empress. I think, however, that we should try and stop the attack first.
Yeah.
Make sure that we have sort of tactical control over the situation, and then we can go about our business of trying to put ourselves in the position that we were trying to put ourselves in. I think once that attack happens, anything else is out the window. We're not going to be able to speak to the Empress, right? Everything's going to go on lockdown, assuming they don't even succeed in potentially murder the Empress. I don't know what their goal is, but clearly there's some sort of attack happening. And unless we can put a stop to that first, I think anything else we're trying to do is out the window.
Agreed.
That's what I'm saying.
And I mean, if I think back to Kiva and what she divulged about the Lodestar, it's most likely they're just trying to attack all the members of the circle because they're all finally in one place.
Which, you know what?
I'll help them.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, I don't know why are we stopping
Look,
this attack?
I get it. I think you're assuming it's going to be successful, and I think that's a dangerous assumption.
I think if we help, it
It's
could be
also an
successful.
extremist way to handle the situation.
I'm all for that.
I think right now we put ourselves, or I should say Davina has put ourselves in a place where we can potentially control not only our own outcomes, but those of the circle, or at least have an effect on them. And I think to give that up for a moment of chaos that we don't know how it's going to end, I don't think that's a good plan.
Well, I don't think it's a good plan
And that's
to
coming
have.
from somebody whose job is to harness chaos. Trust me, I get it.
Yeah. Well, can't promise anything.
Let's go
see if
find
we
out
can
who the Cardinal is.
Let's see if we can find the Lodestar members here at the ball tonight. Let's at least talk to them and see what's going on. We don't even really know what's going on. So, for now, let's figure that out. If we're like, hey, you got a great plan, we can join them and maybe we'll kill everybody. I don't know. But let's at least get more information.
Question: can I create a little image for whoever wants it of the Lodestar symbol to like wear on their person as like a little symbol? Do we think? Do we want?
Which one of us should wear it?
Wait, didn't Kiva give me something?
No, she like drew it in the dirt so that we would know what to look for.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that was it. Yeah.
Look, Kiva really, really loved me, so I think I should wear it.
Kiva fucking hated you, dude.
I mean, it's a cantrip, so I could make it multiple times, I guess.
Are you talking about like minor illusion?
You can cast a spell. Yeah, I would just do prestidigitation, but I can create like a non-magical trinket or illusionary image that can fit in your hand.
How long does it last?
Until my next turn.
So 6 seconds.
Or, Luke, you still have my ring. Can you just use my ring, create it as part of your outfit? You can wear, since you're already wearing the ring, you can be the one who wears the Lodestar.
Sure, I won't be brandishing it openly, but I can like, I'll make
just
it
like a little thing on your lapel or something.
No, that's a terrible idea. If people know that this is a terrorist organization and I walk in with a fucking
But they don't.
Do you know that they don't? Do you know that they don't? We don't know fucking shit. We are walking into a landmine on top of a landmine.
It was just a thought. It was just.
I'll make it a tattoo that's like on underneath, like
Make it a tattoo,
something that I can like, something that I can hide. Yes, I'm not gonna be openly brandishing it. Yes, I think that is a good idea.
I know that you want to show off more of your chest, so put it like right here, so that when they ask,
You know, the
you
one
can.
downfall of being an elf, I always wanted to be hairy, and this is my chance.
That's
I'm so glad you can.
We're
do
a
that.
hairless people, you know.
I still cannot believe this was your chance to like role play a different version of yourself. Like you were a hairless creature and you found a way.
To always want to be hairy.
I know what I like.
Found a way. Found a
Found a
way.
way.
But yes,
Go
no,
off.
I think
Sorry, continue.
I think that's good. All
Well, I think
I have to get
for
my dinner.
now we should all get ready, and
let's go.
yeah, we're gonna have to meet up with Arthur and find out who these people are, find out what they're doing, and we'll go from there.
okay, let's go.
We go.
I broke Theo.
You're doing great.
about that this week.
Oh, what?
Like the vine of the kid. Okay, let's go.
No, I don't know this
After
one.
the session, we'll send it around.
I'll send
I'm
it
gonna
right.
look it up right now.
He's sitting
My
with his
mom said I was
dad.
about to drop it.
He's sitting with his
Oh
dad
my
behind
God.
him, and he has like a toy
A
train.
microphone.
Oh.
my God.
Okay, let's go.
Oh my God. It's one of those vines where it's like, from its simplicity comes this like intense beauty.
This art.
I love that.
God, I fucking love it.
I've never
Are
heard
you
someone
watching it,
wax
Eric?
poetic
Yeah,
about.
that's ridiculous.
Okay, let's go. Okay, sorry.
Okay, you need to find it immediately and share it.
Are you gonna put it in chat, Eric?
Ridiculous. Anyway,
I'll do it.
Anyways,
all right. Are we we're going to get ready? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
montage.
Montage.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Amazing.
Alrighty.
Well, this is the final result for Vel.
Let me see.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Oh, man.
Shut up! Oh, Dash!
Darling, it's stunning.
Oh my God!
That's
The match is so good.
incredible.
That's so cool.
It took me many iterations to get here.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
This is so
Wow,
good.
wow,
For
we
viewers at
wow.
home, we need to post these to the Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
So
This is
beautiful.
so
I feel weird about it though, because it's AI art, so I don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't-
not mine, baby. I
Yeah,
got
yours
one.
you
What's
can
yours?
post. I'm not
Uh,
skilled enough
so
to do it myself.
I turn one of Violet's old dresses into a dark blue veil kind of thing.
This is
and
what you're
polish up-
wearing?
Oh yeah, it's my body plus a helmet and a dress I'm wearing as hair. So
My
it's
That is
gonna be
amazing.
fun.
God.
Truly amazing.
I cannot be subtle, so I may as well be bigger. So
That's amazing.
Stunning. Oh my
This,
God,
I
it's
started
so
drawing
cool.
when we started streaming, and so I got it. Just
The way you can
I'm so
churn these
jealous.
out
I'm
is
so jealous of you.
incredible.
It's incredible, incredible. Just
I will sketch everybody's outfits once y'all send them so that we can post a collage too.
Oh, for
it'll be
sure.
great. It'll be
Side
so
note,
good.
it would be awesome. I mean, obviously, draw whatever you want, but if you're comfortable, it would be awesome to share some of your drawings on the Instagram
Yes!
page.
Oh my gosh, I would
I would
love
love
to.
that.
Yes.
I've only
Yeah,
been
we
wanting
sh-
to do it the entire time I've been part of this campaign. So let's
We
do
should
it.
be showcasing the fuck out of that.
yes.
Be like, yeah, our group has really talented artists. Y'all fucking wish. Y'all wish.
A thanks. A thanks.
Theo, are you playing something through
Yeah.
Kenko?
My hair.
What happened?
Are you playing anything through Kenko?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay.
I can't.
That's totally.
It's so good. It's amazing.
Oh man.
Yep.
Alright. Oh my god.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah. So we do that. That's what Davina puts Val in, and she doesn't say anything to anyone. She just.
Can I roll an insight check?
No, you may not.
Can I? I'm gonna do it
I
anyway.
don't know. Gotta be a disadvantage, no?
I don't think so.
Oh gosh. Well, I rolled an 8, so.
Oh.
Oh, it's red. That's nice.
Yes, Davina is good at clothes. Good job, everybody.
Stylish.
Beautiful. Anything else anyone would like to showcase or prepare?
I would
before
like.
y'all
I
make
would
your
just
way
like
over?
my passive insight of 17. I'm just like, oh, they're fucking tonight.
Oh.
Your passive is 17?
Yes.
Hey, it's 10 plus your modifier.
Your insight is
Yeah,
plus 7.
What?
Your insight is plus 7.
Think so.
Gee.
You're a fighter.
Yeah, but my
Ow.
secondary stats wisdom for my shots and stuff for my saves. Because I didn't take
That's true.
I didn't take strength, so
You're right. You're right. Fun.
Wow.
Since my dress is long sleeve,
yeah, because
I'm going to
I'm
have
proficient.
the bracers
so.
on underneath.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have a few daggers strapped to my legs under my dress, and then my my bracers on my arms underneath.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Mhm.
Okay. Alrighty.
I have shoulder harnesses with 2 silenced pistols.
Oh my god. Of course
Thick
you
as
do.
hell.
All right. Are you making your way over to the palace?
We are.
Mhm.
Excellent.
I like balls.
What?
What a choice!
I'm sorry. What?
What a choice, Eric.
I like balls.
What are you gay?
What?
It wasn't me.
Wait,
Anyways.
stop,
It
Eric.
was not
What is
me.
this? What is this? This is Eric.
I found the perfect sound for the evening. What are you talking about?
Oh, we're going to a ball. You're going to a ball.
No, I got that. I don't know what
He
it's
likes
from
balls.
though.
Get your head out of the gutter.
Yeah, I just
He
don't know what
likes
it's
balls.
from. I just don't know what that's from.
I have no idea. I could not tell you.
Oh,
Oh.
you just searched sound clip of saying I like balls.
Something in the vicinity of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Fever dream.
At this point, you all make your walk over. It's a short walk. Davina's location is exquisite on Hallowside Hill. We'll say a short 15-minute walk gets you to the main plaza that sits between the Autumn Palace and the Carmine Chancel. You can already see that there is a large crowd that is beginning to gather outside of the palace. This crowd is actually a lot of onlookers. There's a lot of common folk that have come up from the River District, from the Lake District, just to get a sight of maybe potentially see the Grand Emperor and the Grand Empress, see the aristocracy and their finest wares. They're held back in some very specific designated areas. Security is very tight. But you are able to kind of make your way forward. You see that there are other impeccably dressed individuals also making their way towards the front of the palace, which I do also, for your convenience, have a little picture of what the palace looks like.
Ooh.
So,
Just because I was having too much fun with this earlier today.
No.
I would like to go, please. That would be so fun.
The sun is kind of just
Gorgeous.
starting to set at this point. There's a beautiful bright red pink hue in the sky as the sun is just starting to dip below the horizon as you guys make your way up to the palace. Like I said, massive crowds of people. There is a line of aristocrats that are making their way up to the front. You all kind of make your way up to the front of the line. There is a porter there who asks your name, and he goes, "May I ask who's joining this evening?"
Duchess Davina Celine Sinclair and company.
He looks quickly at like a small sort of portfolio that he has in front of him. He goes, yes, Duchess Sinclair and guests. Put on the list by Novar himself. Welcome." And he kind of ushers you forward, and he sort of counts, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. And so the whole group of you are able to make your way forward. You see a really beautifully dressed young couple in front of you. Davina, you know them to be some sort of lesser nobles who have clearly overcompensated in the pomp, where they were like, "This is our chance to really fucking shine." Think kind of like Capital from Hunger Games type situation. They're like
Yeah.
really gone all out. But anyways, so you
I'm
are
just gonna
brought.
Regina George her. I'll just say like that's a very beautiful dress, and then I'll turn to Sal and be like, "That's the fuggliest fucking dress I've ever seen."
She goes,
Yes.
"Oh, thank you," and then she turns to her partner. She goes, "That's Duchess Davina Sinclair. She's gorgeous." But as you get a little bit closer now to sort of the grand, front stairs that lead up to the actual entrance of the palace, you're getting now your first full view of the palace itself this close. It is covered in these beautiful, like, burgundy, crimson, like rust orange colored bricks and stone and metals. It's the color is what gives the palace its name, the Autumn Palace. It seems to sort of be perpetually coated in this sort of golden autumn glow. And in fact, you notice that the entire facade of the palace seems to have been enchanted just for the evening, and it looks like there's sort of like a curtain of sparks that sort of dance its way across the facade of the palace in these bright shimmers. Again, I hate to make these horrible comparisons, but think kind of like what they do sometimes to Cinderella's castle in Disney World, where they give it this illusion of like it's sort of like drifting and floating and glowing and sparkling, and they've really dolled up the palace to sort of celebrate the evening. You get to the front entrance, and there is a small cadre of soldiers that are stationed there, and they begin coming up to you and starting to pat you down. They do immediately clock Violet's daggers. They clock Mook's pistols and any other weaponry that folks might be carrying on them. And the
Elaine
sort of
is
head.
a weapon.
I have this sword. And also my body.
The sort of like kind of head guard says, "Any external weaponry needs to be checked. You can pick it up at the end of the ball."
Worth noting, I can dismiss and summon my packed weapon at will.
Yes, you can. They do not find your sickle.
Alright,
They
I'll
take it, but
unstrap.
then it immediately disappears.
Reluctantly give it.
And one of them, like the one who took it, looks at it and is like, "Problem solved," and he sort of like goes back to getting the other
I'll
stuff.
Yeah, I'll start unstrapping my daggers, but they don't catch the bracers, right? Because the daggers that are in there are also magical.
No, they do not. They do not take your bracers from you, no.
Alright.
But they remove the ones that are in the holsters.
Okay.
Yes. And then they sort of, once they have everything, they give you literally a number, like a coat check, for you to be able to pick it up at the end of the evening. And they usher you forward.
Where are they gonna be
Where do we
stored?
pick up our bodyguards from?
Where are they gonna be stored? Where? Hold on. Before you take my weapons, where are they gonna be stored?
We'll be securing them in a safe place. Return here at the end of the evening with your number. We'll grab them for you and give you for you to be on your way.
I'll go stow them at home. I'm gonna take my weapons back and I'll walk back towards Davina's.
Okay, so are you?
But before he walks away, I will say, is it really necessary? I will play it up and I will say I truly think that there may be a threat on my life and I need him at full capacity tonight.
Lady, this is gonna be the most secure event in the whole empire. There's no safer place in all of Delesia.
Well, I'm sold.
And if that's the case, there will be no problem with letting him through.
Correct. Without his pistols.
Don't worry, I'll catch up. I'll catch up with you guys. I'm gonna walk out.
Okay.
I need time to figure out a plan. Uh,
Okay.
Oh my god.
The rest of you, after surrendering what weapons they insist you surrender, they now usher you
actually,
into-
before we leave, I'm gonna shoot Violet a glance and point at my head.
5 hours.
Wonderful.
Okay. Now, as Jasper makes his way back out and the rest of you make your way in, you are now in the interior of the palace. There are a couple kind of footmen and butlers that are, gently escorting the guests along the way. So as you enter into the main foyer of the palace, a beautiful cavernous space with a giant grand staircase in the middle. Beautiful sculptures and imagery and stuff all over the place. They lead you over to the right side, heading over to the east wing of the palace. You make your way down these magnificent hallways lined with these gigantic portraits of past members of the imperial family, other sort of key figures in the empire, suits of armor, swords, impressive decorative weaponry, all of this sort of paraphernalia related to the Delesian Empire itself, all line these halls. They seemed to have purposely kind of done up this walk in particular, knowing that the guests would be taking it to really sort of showcase the opulence and the elegance of the Delesian Empire. You also notice that at different points along these passageways and at certain entrances, you see that there are a lot of guards. There's sort of the routine Verkovian guard dressed in their formal military suits with their, what's the word? Like their notorious saber along their one hip and their rifle slung, along their back coming down the other side. You also are seeing in certain places these
The hellhounds.
these
Good question.
these very sort of impressive figures, these beautifully dressed, ornate people in these white ivory kind of opulescent robes, while also wearing some like leather patchwork armor. A couple of them are riding atop Pegasus horses, and you know that these are the White Dragoons. These are those who are from Verkova would know, especially. These are extremely powerful, experienced battle mages, who are among some of the most formidable forces in the entire Delesian Empire. They have brought many of them here. It seems to serve security or just sort of show off. You're not entirely sure. Eventually, you make your way over to the very end of the West Wing, where there's a beautifully decorated gateway, a threshold that leads to the ballroom itself. There's a small line that has started to form, as a herald at the front of the line is slowly announcing the guests as they make their entrance into the ballroom. The line inches forward bit by bit. The couple in front of you gets to the front of the line, and they sort of like lean into the herald and they whisper to the herald. And the herald kind of like steps back and and is like, Lord and Lady Gershwick. And the whole, like, room doesn't really do anything, but, like, they're, like, floating on cloud 9, and they, like, walk in, like, with their hands, you know, like, yes, hello, yeah, yes, hello. And they kind of make their way in, and then you guys make your way to the front. The herald leans over, and he goes, what shall I be announcing?
I give him my name and I curl my arm into Belle's.
Am I announcing just you, Duchess? The rest of you?
Her lady's retinue.
Yes, thank you, Elaine.
Okay. This was supposed to be the chance for you to announce your new group name, but whatever.
Oh, fuck.
Do we have one?
We're Maddie's baddies.
Jesus
Bad.
fucking Christ. So glad that I am not there.
We are the Crimson Cabal. I don't know.
Nope.
You could just say Duchess, Sinclair, and Retinue. It's up to you.
Maddie's baddies.
No, Maddie's baddies. No. We could also just be like, go ahead.
No, I was like, the more you fight it.
No, it's just like if they're in the circle, we could just be like the.
The square.
That's right.
The oval.
The end.
The sphere.
The herald sort of like nods, and he comes forward and goes,
Jesus.
the Duchess
I can't-
Davina Sinclair and Retinue. And you do notice that like quite a few heads do turn your way, and eventually the sound of the ballroom engulfs you. The sound of chatter, a lovely string orchestra is playing. The ballroom itself is done up immaculately. The entire floor is this beautiful mosaic of all sorts of different hues of red and orange, and then it's sort of complemented in the middle with this incredible luxurious carpet that sort of is like the centerpiece in the room. The walls themselves are covered in gold. They are gilded all along the edges and the frames because most of the walls themselves are windows. A lot of them are stained glass. Some of them are done up in patterns. And again, all sort of framed and rimmed in gold. In addition to sort of its just normal look, they seem to have really done it up for the event itself. You take a look up at the ceiling. The entire ceiling has been enchanted to look like a giant flower bed is growing out of it. The colors sort of slowly move and change. The flowers themselves shift and change. Rose petals are falling from the ceiling. Violet, you hold out your hands, try to catch one, and as soon as it comes down, it sort of dissipates. These are enchanted to not make contact with anything, but simply be a beautiful curtain that falls over the entire ballroom. But sort of the real kick is there is a living water sculpture that is slowly dancing its way across the entire ballroom. It takes the shape of different animals. It's in one corner. It is a group of otters that sort of like swirl and swim in amongst themselves. And then it transforms into a pot of dolphins that leap higher into the air over the heads of guests, and kind of shuffles through these different creatures until it rises up in the middle of the room and becomes a giant water dragon that sort of swirls its way up before descending again and kind of beginning the cycle all over again. You see tons of beautifully dressed guests in some of the most immaculate formal wear any of you have ever seen. There are tables spread amongst the sides. There's a large spread sort of right in the front of the room where people can pick up drinks, food, etc. And way on the other end of, the room, you see raised up on a platform are two very beautiful but imposing seats. There is, on one hand, the actual ruby throne itself. It seems they have brought it here from the throne room. And next to it is a slightly smaller but still very impressive, the consort's chair, which is where the Grand Empress, or the whoever the Emperor or Empress consort is. And so they're sort of set up at the end, empty at the moment. And with that, you have arrived at the Coronation Ball.
I'll
Do
look over at
we-
you, Elaine, and ask, like, put my arm out for us to walk down the stairs together.
Yeah, I'll absolutely take her arm. This far exceeds expectations.
It's egregious, but it is also stunning.
It's kinda gorgeous.
Ugh.
I didn't think I could feel underdressed, but I do. And not because of the people, but because of the building.
I kind of miss this, Elaine.
You do?
Don't tell anyone. Just
I mean, I will try not to.
I know.
Well,
Do they have
Shall
food?
we?
Just sort of talk the whole time.
We're at the top of the stairs, right? So we can see. So
Yep.
let's look out.
Yeah,
Who do we see
do I-
from our post?
Do I see any other automaton? Like,
So, go ahead and give me a perception check, Elaine. It's a busy ballroom.
okay. It is a 12 overall.
You're doing a sweep. There's a lot of bodies moving here and there, groups forming, breaking apart, reforming. No one is moving like an automaton. No one is sort of giving off that, that energy or that sort of eminence of like, this is a artificial person.
Yeah.
It seems that, as far as you can tell, you are the only automaton at this event.
Ah. Word.
You're a star, Elaine. Soak it in.
Oh. Kind of cool. Pretty cool.
Is there immediately, while we wait for Arthur, is there anyone from the list that my father gave me, the prelate, Alarian, Brenia, or Novar, that I can see from the top of the stairs?
Go ahead and give me a perception check with advantage.
Okay, that's 18.
Yep. So you do what you do often at these events. Do a scan of the room to see who's there and who you should talk to. You look around from your perch at the top of the stairs before you begin your slow descent with Vel at your arm. You can see a little bit farther in the back of the room towards what's technically the front of the room, closer to the thrones. You can see Tatiana Sholikov, the princess of Arapul, the Lady of the West, dressed in her signature robin's egg blue house color, in a beautiful gown, her hair done up in an immaculate formation on her head. She's sort of like casually sipping some champagne and having some conversations. You can see in sort of the middle of the room, but way off on the edge, you catch the glint of the light off of the scales, the bronze scales of Britannia Tavin, the one of the gold cloaks of the Breeding Council, president of the Imperial Geographic Society. You don't see Novar anywhere, and you don't see High Prelate Alarian either. You do, however, also see amongst the crowd doing his own schmoozing, your father has already arrived.
Okay. And remind me, Tatiana is Adonia's sister, correct?
No, so Adonia
Different?
is from House Kroll. House Kroll rules Port Sever. They are another one of sort of the minor royal families. Tatiana Sholikov, she is the ruler of Arapool, one of the other sort of minor royal families, and she and the Sholikovs and the Krolls hate each other. But
Okay.
from what you have gathered from your information, they are both part of the circle.
Okay. I'm gonna make my way to Tatiana then.
Okay.
As she starts to make her way down the stairs, I just kind of like take a step in front of her and give like a very deep bow, maybe like comically deep. And I'm like, Mistress Davina's in there, after you. And then I'll stand up and take her arm.
And then I'd tell him, if you're gonna be that ridiculous, at least get me a drink first.
I could do that, and I will go find her a drink and meet up with her.
Alrighty. You make your way across the ballroom. Along the way, a couple people do kind of make eye contact with you, and they recognize you and sort of politely sort of nod and toast to you. You make your way over to Tatiana, and at this point, I'm going to introduce something that we're going to be doing tonight.
Oh shoot. Oh no.
With certain guests here at the ball, you are, if you choose to converse with them, you are essentially going to be taking part in a form of mental combat.
Oh.
Ooh, this is fascinating.
I'm out.
I'm out.
As
very
you
Yeah,
speak
I'm
with
out.
them, as you speak with them, you're going to be sort of trading barbs potentially. The way you interact with them is completely up to you. But here's what I'm going to say. There are 3 traits here that are going to come into play. That's going to be persuasion, deception, and intimidation.
Oh, okay. I have a chance.
The one thing I need
Persuasion.
everyone to do right now, look at your character sheet. I need you to add up, not the modifiers, the straight scores. Add up your wisdom, your intelligence, and your charisma score for me.
Okay.
You don't need to tell me
Just
what
the-
that is, just have that handy for yourself.
Okay.
Basically, what are all your mental scores combined? What does that equal?
Gotcha.
Wait, so what did you want? Wisdom?
Wisdom, intelligence, charisma. Your
Not-
mental
Wisdom.
traits.
Not the modifier.
Not the modifier, the
base-
score.
The big numbers. Okay.
It could be a 14, it could be a 60, right? Like your score.
Gotcha. 40.
35.
Like I said, that's I don't
Okay.
need them all. That's just for you to
Oh.
have.
But what's a good number, Theo? What should
What's the minimum
What do we
that we
got?
Because here's what's gonna happen. That is essentially your mental HP for each encounter that you have. Again, with certain guests.
Oh, so my
here.
social battery can run out. I love that. It's real.
This is cool.
To be
Dude,
having
this is brilliant.
sort of combat with these guests, what you will be doing is, again, you'll be sort of pushing them. You'll be pushing them for information. You'll be resisting their pushes. It's just whatever. It's however you want to kind of come at this. You will be rolling a d20 and then adding your trait modifier. Again, that will either be, depending on what you're doing, your persuasion, your deception, or your intimidation. These individuals have their own hit points and their own mental ACs. Your mental AC is just your wisdom score.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Just wisdom?
Just whatever your wisdom score is, that's basically your AC that they're
Oh,
rolling
hell
to
yeah.
hit.
You can't fucking touch me, bitch.
Hey, that is my real AC in half. It's bad. Like, it's not good.
I got my 18.
Okay.
But I'm not there, so none of that matters.
As you are engaging with these guests, making your own sort of rolls and defenses, etc., as you wear them down, you can start to get potentially it's again, it's however you want to do. Are you trying to get information out of them? Are you trying to convince them of something? Are you trying to just make a strong impression and have them like you? It's up to you how you interact with them. But eventually, if you get their score down to 0, you are in a very good position to basically do potentially, within a reasonable degree, what you're trying to get out of them.
Whatever you
right?
want to
Okay.
them.
If your mental HP reaches 0, you have effectively been humiliated in that interaction. You gain nothing from it, and you are basically sent on your way.
Yikes.
Your HP refreshes for each interaction, so don't worry.
Oh, okay.
But the reason I say this is because Tatiana is in fact one of these individuals. So,
Okay.
that is why I wanted to just brief you on this system and how it's going to be working. But yes, so you make your way over to Tatiana. Like I said, she's dressed in this beautiful turquoise robin's blue colored dress. It's sort of like this very tight, sleek bodice that empties, down to like a slim fitting hips and waists and thighs before this like beautiful mermaid gown style flare down at the bottom. Her hair is done up in this like beautiful, almost like, construct with all different swoops and patterns and braids on top of her head, and she has giant pearl earrings and a pearl necklace, and she has a beautiful crystalline champagne flute that she sort of sips and kind of bored converses with someone. She sees you making your way towards her, and her eyes kind of light up. The Duchess Sinclair. Welcome back to Vekova.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. It seems I've missed all the fun.
Oh, and there has been a lot of fun to be had. That is for sure. Please, I'm dying to know, what have you been up to?
Well, if you must know, I witnessed one of the Kroll girls have a little temper tantrum.
Oh, do tell.
It was quite explosive, if I must say, in the station of all places.
Go ahead and make your first roll. I'm gonna guess this is probably persuasion. Is that what you're going for here?
Yeah, I'm kind of just like trying to be like, get her,
Juicy
like,
goth.
be like, look,
Dangle.
yeah, we have a common enemy. We both hate the Krolls. They're on the outs. Let's. Can I be mean for a second?
Make that roll, baby.
Okay. And I'm not. Am I adding my thing to it or not?
So it's your D20 plus your trait modifier. So in this case, it would probably be persuasion,
Yeah.
which I know is
So
probably
then
through the fucking roof.
23.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. That will, in fact, hit. And she kind of leans in and she says, Adonia?
Oh yes, Adonia.
She is. She's been a wreck here in the capital.
Oh. Is it because she got an F on her report card for what Navarre asked her to do?
Her eyes kind of bug, like they flare ever so slightly. And she goes, oh, you know about that, do you?
Do I know about it? Honey, I cleaned up her mess.
Oh, as I said, Davina, I'm dying to know what you've been up to.
Well, like I said, I'm glad to be back in the city. I was roughing it for a little bit in Scarport.
Really?
Yes. Yes,
And what
indeed.
exactly did you rough in Scarport?
Well, like I said, Adonia made quite the mess, and I was forced to clean it up. And then followed her all the way back here with her tail between her legs, resulting in that little temper tantrum in the city.
Well, Davina, I'm glad to know that there's at least another capable woman who's managing the mess in Scarport, but don't worry about it much longer. It's in quite capable hands. You see, I've been tasked with managing Scarport.
Oh.
And she's
Does
gonna
that mean
make
you'll have to travel there?
she's gonna make her first roll against you.
Okay.
Oh boy.
It's a 9, so that does not hit. I
No.
would imagine.
No.
She goes, yes, you see, they're getting a little bit rowdy over there in Scarport. It's not good for business. And I certainly don't need those scoundrels coming down the coast and dealing with my enterprise out of Aeropool. My merchant marines are very dissatisfied.
Well, I can only assume so. Those ruffian pirates that live there are a whole nother breed.
Yes, but Scarport isn't the only place you visited up in the northwest, is it, Davina?
No. But now I'm curious what you do know.
Oh, come now. We've both seen what sits atop that saddled rock way up in the hills.
You've caught me. Yes. But I'm hoping it won't be my last experience seeing something like that. If you know what I mean. I'm placing my, shall we say, my bid for finding the next one.
Is that so? And, I mean, pardon me for asking, but what exactly does someone in your, she glances at your arm, condition think they can bring to the Firian jungle? She's gonna make her next.
Also, after that, Bell's gonna saddle up with the drink for each of them.
That's gonna be a 20 to hit.
That hits.
So I'm gonna have you subtract.
Remind me of what your mental AC is, Theo.
It's your wisdom, intelligence, and charisma scores all added together.
That's your HP, but what's the
Wait, the
AC?
HP,
Wisdom
the
score.
AC is
Oh, the
just
AC is
straight
just your
wisdom.
AC is straight wisdom score.
Okay.
So you're gonna subtract 11. You're gonna subtract 11 from your score, Davina.
Okay.
Yeah. So around this time, I'll walk up with the drinks and hand one to Davina. I'll say, Davina, you simply must introduce me.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I give him the biggest raised eyebrow. And I'm like, ugh. Titania, this is what I think I can bring, or shall I say, who I will bring to the jungles. A very, very capable crew, one of which is this gentleman here, Belterra.
Belterra
Titania.
Stoneblood.
Holds out her hand for you.
I shake it.
Excuse
Make-
him.
I will say, make an intimidation
No.
roll. Make an intimidation roll with that.
16.
Okay, yep, that'll hit. So what I need you to do is the damage for this is all just straight D12s across the board.
Okay, love a D12.
Oh, sick.
5.
Okay. She
Wait,
goes,
so did I roll the first time that I hit with her?
You-
Or no?
I believe you missed, didn't you?
No, the first time I rolled
No,
a
she hit.
23 to hit.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. I forgot to ask you. Go ahead, roll that D12.
8.
Okay. Yeah.
Never pass up an opportunity to roll a D12. It's the best die.
That's. I'm like, you know what? They don't get enough love. Let's
Yeah.
fuck them up. Let's
More
fuck them up.
D12s.
So she's sort of like, Well, you're not from here, are you?
No, no, thankfully.
Yes, well.
Davina's eyebrow goes like a little higher.
I only mean to say that those of you here in the Empire have obviously gone looking outside of the Empire for assistance in this delicate matter, and so I'm grateful that I'm able to assist.
So you are not from the Empire, then?
Not as it stood at the time, no. I'm from further north, the Zholmyr Mountains.
Oh, the Crow's territory. How unfortunate. My thoughts and prayers.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
And just what is it that you do, Velterra?
Whatever Miss Davina needs.
He's
Obedient.
hired as my expert rift walker. As you know, I'm quite particular about those that I employ in that nature, in that business.
Yes, of course. We've all seen your little, or should I say, your big metal toy that you lug around with you everywhere. Is it here?
Does she mean your sword? Certainly, she's not talking about.
I believe you named it, didn't you?
Oh,
Elena?
her. You mean Elaine?
This will
And she's gonna make another roll against you with that.
Punch her in the face.
That's an 18 on the dice, so
Yeah.
it's only 5 on the d12.
Okay. I'm gonna say, be careful, Titania. She's much more than a sword, and she can do a lot more damage.
Also, I can't help but laugh how you screw up the names every time with these women in particular. It's Tatiana.
Adronia. Oh, because Titania is Adonia's sister, right?
No, her sister's
You did
name's
this,
another
Theo.
A. The Crow's
You
are all
did
A's.
Titania's a character
No.
from.
From Midsummer Night's
no.
Dream.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
Shakespeare, right?
Yeah.
Titania, yeah.
And is also, I
Yes,
believe,
I
the
have
fairy
her in
queen
my
in,
notes.
like, the Feywild.
So what is her name? Titina?
Tatiana.
Tatiana.
Thing two is Tatiana.
Tatiana.
Tina.
Okay.
Tatiana.
And it's really not that big of a deal, but anyways.
No, well now it's gonna make me mad when I don't get it.
Well, I think in this context, you purposefully said her name wrong. I like that
Yeah,
flavor.
I did. There.
I'll say that constitutes another roll. Go ahead.
Mhm.
This one could potentially be intimidation if you want.
Bitch.
Yeah, that hits 20.
Yeah.
26.
Anything with a 2 in front of it's gonna hit.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll that d12.
That's 11.
Ooh.
Alrighty.
Die.
She looks at you and says, "Yes, of course. What a blunder on my part. Anyways, listen, Davina." She kind of leans in a little bit closer to both of you. I just hope you are aware of the potential dangers. Did you... We can speak woman to woman. You know I've been to the top of the Zholmyr Mountains, and I know you've been as well. Did you stumble across anything otherworldly?
Otherworldly. Well, there was evidence of something otherworldly there.
Yes. Go on.
It looked like your group took whatever resource was there first.
Well, we certainly tried.
I just lean over to Davina. Our group? Are we part of the circle in this case?
I'm just gonna like give him a little like the kid in the party tugging on his mom's arm, like, not now.
He will turn to look at you, Vel, and she's going to say, were you there as well?
Of course.
What did you see?
Well, there was the remains of whatever was left by the first group.
Yes, so you saw it too.
Is that the otherworldliness you were talking about?
It is not what we expected to find on the top of the mountain.
And
what were you
did you
expecting
expect?
to find?
Dead ruins. A bygone place. Devoid of any and all life.
But it wasn't, and you left with something quite alive and magical, didn't you?
Thanks to Nova.
Did he mess up as well?
She kind of leans back and she says, how much do you really know what your father and his friends have been up to? And she's gonna make another roll against you there. That is going to be a 16 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
That is a 12.
Yikes.
Oh, no.
How are you looking at the moment?
I am 17. I'm gonna tell her, well, considering that I just had an extended conversation with him this afternoon, and he basically endorsed my endeavor to go to Tilo Asari, I would say quite a bit. And especially since he's not very pleased with Novar and Adonia and the way that the two of them have been acting, I would think that you would at least understand and agree on that part.
Of course, no. Adonia should be trusted with absolutely nothing. That insolent whelp.
My father has it on good authority that they are nearly done.
Go ahead and make another roll. As you drop another juicy piece of gossip.
Oh, yeah, that's that definitely hits. That's a 30, 19 plus 11, yeah.
Roll that d12.
Nope, that's not a d12. 10. 10!
Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
She looks at you and she sort of says, you don't say. Well,
Oh, yeah.
Davina, she kind of like pulls you a little close. You could tell, as you've chosen to sort of not lean in too hard to the barbs and play a little bit more of like a friendly confidant role, she's beginning to crack a little bit there, and she sort of leans in and she's like, listen, Davina, this could be great for both our houses. I only want to make sure you're prepared. You see, when we arrived at the top of the mountain and explored the seat of the Celestials, it wasn't until the very end, when we tried to get into that large gate, that something awoke. A spirit, a guardian, something left over from the days of the Celestials. We hadn't expected it, didn't think it would be there. As we did battle with it, Novar took it upon himself to attempt some form of rift-walking I'd never seen before. He seemed to attack these creatures with shadow and darkness. It led to a gross bastardization of whatever these beings might have been. It was unholy, whatever it was, and when I confronted him about it on the way back down the mountain on our flight away from there, he simply told me it was something he had learned, something he said that had been lost to time. Something new to him, and he offered to teach me, but I refused. I don't trust it. All I know is these seats are volatile. Whatever you do, whatever you bring to it, you must be unbelievably careful.
Understandable.
What is your plan? Maybe we can help one another.
Well, you're right to be suspicious of this black magic. And if what you're describing is what I think it is magic from one of the Pentamount. And I drop that so that I can persuade her to, as I like go into this next part, and just say, but that's no way to accomplish what we all want. And so if our two houses are to scratch the other's back, all I would ask for you is a measly favor of backing my support and making sure that my group, our group, is the one that gets sent to Tilo Asari. And that way we can avoid another screw up with Novar and Adonia.
Make that one final roll here.
Yeah, that's a 25.
Let's go, girl.
4 damage. Is it not enough?
It's not enough.
Oh!
No!
But she looks at you and she says, "It's certainly worth considering, Davina. I ask that you return the favor. Your father has been an important partner of mine. I give his ships port, safe harbor, safe passage. I help his business, and so that I in turn help you as well. Remember me, and whatever comes next." And she's gonna make a roll against you. That's an 18 on the dice.
Oh.
It's a 10 on the d12.
Whew. I still have some left.
And she'll turn to you, Valterra, and she just says, she like sort of like tips her glass to you, and she says, "And I wish you the best of luck as well." She kind of like winks at Davina. "You found yourself a unique one. Take good care of her." And she'll sort of turn and kind of walk away.
Damn.
I'll give like a very. She's already turned her back, I assume, at this point, and I'll give like a very ridiculous, like,
Don't
parodying bow.
Don't.
Boy, she seemed like a treat.
Oh, that's just the tip of the iceberg, baby. That's the start of the night.
As you wrap up that conversation, the voice of the herald now echoes across the hall, and he goes, "Duke and Duchess Gideon and Victoria Salazar and their young son Arthur." And descending down the stairs, you see Arthur in the same regal dress that he was wearing before. And in front of him are two beautifully just kept individuals. A woman of a little bit shorter stature with a sort of short blonde bob that rests perfectly along the edge of her head, dressed in a like deep purple, like very royal purple gown. And then on her arm is a very handsome but very stern looking tall Vila male, with sort of swooshy silver hair and bright purple eyes, and they descend the staircase and make their way into the crowd.
I'll kind of look up at them, and then I'll lean over to Davina. Wait a minute. Is her name Salazar?
Don't let her know you figured that out. She didn't try very hard.
What is that? Is that her real first? That's not her real first name. Is that a nickname, or did they name her Salazar?
I'm in fear for my life of what I answer here. You're gonna have to ask her.
Wait, do we not know her real name?
I thought you knew her name was Violet.
We know her name's
know
Violet.
I know her real name. I'm not disclosing information.
I'm
that I
pretty
don't
sure
know.
we know.
I know her as one of her names is Violet. I don't know if that's her real name.
Oh. Oh, I guess I just assumed.
Okay, so everyone knows that she goes by those two. But
I know that she goes by Violet.
okay, so
but
you're just asking
yeah.
for clarification.
I'm just being an idiot a little bit, but yeah.
Just a little stupid.
Yes, this aristocratic family named their daughter Salazar.
That's crazy, man. This place is nuts.
That's crazy.
When I hear that they're announced, I'm gonna like hold on. I'm still holding onto Elaine's arm, and I'm just gonna like pivot my body so that they can't see me as they're looking out at the crowd. And then mentally link up with Art and say, "Hey,
Hey.
Chin up, chin up. Yep, okay. Meet me, and I'll be by like I guess one of the statues at the bottom on the edge of the dance floor." No.
Yeah, I
Get
know.
out of
You were
town.
kidding.
Get out of town. Kate, you're so good.
This is
You're gonna
crazy.
Ah!
These are phenomenal. Okay, we're commenting on our, Kate's drawing us at the ball right now, and they look so good.
My
I love
I'll
it.
have as Kate has drawn me, I'll have a glass of champagne in my one hand.
I think that's Savina Deer with the bronze arm.
Oh,
no, Sal's
she's
got
got-
the-
she's-
right.
there's
Is it
two.
both of
I have a
them?
glass of
There's two.
champagne. Yeah,
Oh, it's both of you.
yeah.
Oh, got it. My bad.
So I'll have
Sorry.
I'll chug this glass of champagne, and I'll chug it, and I'll be like, okay, Artie, meet me, go down the stairs, cool, casual. You're just going to get a drink. and meet me by our friend Elaine.
So he makes his way down, grabs a thing of champagne from the fountain that's sort of coming down, fills it up, and then makes his way over to you. God, I hate
All
these
right.
things.
You're doing great. It's 2 more hours. Just drink more.
Yeah.
Drink more.
Yeah. Okay.
Chug it. Chug it.
Fucking
Okay.
champagne?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like,
Okay.
oh, it's bubbly. Oh.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All right, Art. Look around. Do you see anyone? Chill. Casual. Okay, we'll practice. We'll
He's like,
practice
don't
those
look over your
after.
shoulder now, but
Okay. We'll work on your covert operations later. But yeah, see anyone? Anyone?
Immediately. No. They might not be out here in the ballroom, though. I don't. At least not the two that I talked with. They're Goliaths. Violet.
that would have been information to have.
He did mention that.
Oh, he did. I miss it.
They were
They're the
twins,
only
if I
people-
remember correctly, or something
Yeah,
like that.
they were twins. Okay, what about, do they have any emblems on? Anything that's a tell for their group?
Yeah. I think they all have the constellation tattooed on their forearm. I don't know how many of them would have bothered to hide it, or maybe it's under sleeves or something.
Okay. I'm then going to message to you, Jasper. Where are you? Also, move your tattoo to your forearm.
Don't.
Just
Just
don't.
don't.
I am working on getting in.
You
But
would have been in
no,
at this point.
What?
You would have been back in at this point.
Oh, I
You were
have.
just going.
No, I have plans.
Oh, okay.
You try to get in with your guns?
Yes.
Sorry, I apologize. I would have cut to you. I thought you were just.
Oh no,
coming
I
back.
was just waiting for you to cut to me.
Well, I was just saying,
Okay,
I thought
we
you were
can-
just gonna be back in the boss. So I
Oh.
wasn't cutting to you because I was like,
No.
oh, he's dropping off the guns and then coming back. That's my bad. Okay.
No, that was my excuse to walk away.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
we'll cut to you once we're done with Violet.
You're good. But noted, and I moved the tattoo to.
Get your ass in here.
I moved the tattoo to my forearm.
I'll turn back to Art. And mentally, so making sure that we're not exchanging any words here, asking him to help me point out exactly what he told me earlier as to like where they could be perched if they're going to make an attack. And stroll with him, because he said the gardens, right? So I'm going to stroll into the gardens with him.
You're gonna leave the ballroom.
I'm going to walk around the perimeter with him.
Okay. Yeah, there's an
I'll stay
exit
inside.
on the south side. So there's like a smaller courtyard on the north side that leads to sort of like a small little area with like a little pond and walk through, and then like the more
Okay.
kind of elegant gardens are on the south side. There's a giant stained window, sort of right in the middle part of the south wall. And as you come out into the gardens, you can see that there's sort of a spread. There's like a couple spread little pockets of kind of like topiaries and like some bushes and some flower beds. And there's a big sort of like right outside the ballroom, as you kind of enter the gardens, there's this like big beautiful bonsai tree with like some pink flower buds that are starting to bloom.
I'm just doing like a very quick, just like perimeter check as I'm walking with him. Do I see anything out of the ordinary?
Perception that shit for me, baby.
Oh! All right. Dun, 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 dun. That's a nat 20 for
Oh my gosh.
26. Let's go.
Whoa. Shit, Miss
You
Violet.
got it.
Yay!
In her element.
You're perusing the garden. Nothing looks too out of the ordinary. you find yourself being particularly drawn to this giant bonsai tree. It's a really interesting piece. It's the only large tree in this entire area. Like I said, it has these like, it's this giant thick trunk with these beautiful like twisting branches up top with these pink buds that are starting to. It's beautiful. It's also, it's particularly close to the ballroom itself. Like some of the limbs of the tree actually seem to like start to like reach up and tap the stone or the stained glass window right there. So you go take a closer look at the tree, and as you are kind of looking around the different parts of the tree, at the base of the trunk facing the ballroom, you notice that there are a sort of scattering of footprints.
You all are gonna hear in your heads, "Hey, I found something shady out here. Gardens, bonsai tree. There seem to be some steps that disappear under the tree."
Do you need us out there?
No. I mean, I don't see anyone, but if they're going to try to enter and exit this party discreetly, I think this is where it's going to happen.
Should I look for
I
charges?
would I'm from Tilo Asari. I know a lot of druids. Would I know that they're going to just walk through this tree with transport via plants?
You are aware that the transport via plant spell exists and is widely used by druids.
I'll be like, yep, they're just gonna probably just walk through that tree. So, like, literally walk through the tree.
Okay, so should I just cut the tree down?
What? With what? Okay, I'm sorry. No, let's. We have time. We have time. Let's unpack that. How?
Sounds like, okay, we have a splinter in our finger. Let's amputate the whole fucking
But
thing.
also, I don't
I
have
wanted
tools to do either
Let me
of
get
those
Timo.
things.
Like,
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Okay,
a woman
Fine,
in a
fine,
beautiful
we-
dress chopping down a
No.
tree.
walk down the tree.
We need, Sal, we need answers. The least you could do is wait and talk to someone and try
Well,
to
okay,
stop them, no?
But also, someone walks through a fucking tree. There's not gonna be like a, hey, wait a second, like, let's have a conversation. No, what? Like, you guys are so optimistic.
Okay, so
So
Can't
then
cut
what's
down the
your
tree.
plan? What's your plan, Mook? Come on.
My plan's fucking joining them in this fight that's eventually going to happen.
all right, Mook. All right. Well, I am going to just hang by with my eye on this bonsai tree until I see some people are apparently going to walk through thin air through this tree and see if I can chat them up before they do anything stupid.
And so Arthur kind of like leans over and he goes like, did you find anything? And before you even get a chance to answer, you hear a sharp voice behind you. Violet Salazar.
Oh no, I know that tone.
Oh, that's a mom tone. Oh
And
no.
with that, we're gonna cut to Jasper. What you got going on, Jasper?
Okay.
Ah!
So, are the guards visible out? Are there like visible guards in the same regalia outside?
Yes.
Wonderful. So what I do is I go back to devs.
Okay.
I grab my rifle.
Okay.
I redo my disguise to look like a guard, and my short sword looks like they're cutlass, and now I have my rifle.
Okay.
And then I will make my way back and kind of do like whatever their like soldier walk, like just like a stern soldier walk, like up through. Is there like is there fencing and then like greenery, and then like there's green, like it's like fencing, greenery, castle. Okay. I'm going to, because there's crowds everywhere, so I'm just going to make my way through the crowd and then act as if I'm a guard doing like a perimeter sweep. And does the I'll just like keep walking. I'm just that'll be probably what I'm taking time. Do those outdoor grounds eventually lead to the back of this, like where the garden is? Or is that sequestered off?
There's a gate that does eventually get up to that area. Yeah.
Then yeah, that's what I would just like. I'd be just do a guard doing a perimeter walk, and just keep going until something changes. If I weren't to get there and I just did a circle, then I'd try to go in the gate. But I'm gonna try and see if I can do a perimeter walk and find like a back doorway to get in to the Gala.
There's not like a back doorway, but there is like a gate being guarded by two other guards that leads up. There's like stairs that lead up to the courtyard where Violet currently is.
Okay. I'll walk up to the guards and just doing the rounds.
Go ahead and make a deception check for me.
Do I go wrong? Do I get advantage because I'm disguised?
Yeah, I guess.
You didn't want to get.
Part of me wants to say no because like deception is already deception. You don't get an advantage because you're deceiving through deception. But fine.
Well, I mean, like you with disguise self, you get like a bonus. You technically get a +10 bonus to disguise.
Do you?
Yeah, but I don't know if that. I don't know if this is counting as like
if that's
disguise.
The case, then like yeah, we should acknowledge that because that's what the ring does, right? Like the ring is you cast disguise self.
Mm-hmm.
So then, yeah, well, I wanna make sure I honor that.
Disguise self.
Oh, I have to make an investigation check against your
Oh,
spell
that's
save
what it
DC.
is. Yeah.
That's what it is. Okay. So I will do that.
Go ahead.
What is a 17?
Yeah,
on
that
the
beats
die?
it.
Okay. I wasn't planning on this. The guard
Uh-oh.
looks at you. There's two. So there's two guards at this gate. There's one on either side.
Sure.
They're wearing the same. These are not white dragoons. They're wearing the same simple
Sure.
kind of guard shit that, you know, they have the saber and the rifle. And they look at you and they say, "Those ain't the right boots."
Yeah. I mean, the fucking. I just pull out my pistols and I shoot them.
No, Jasper.
No!
Jasper, no.
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding
What am I
me?
gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
What's the first rule, Jasper?
I have a -2 to deception. What do you want me to do?
Jasper, go ahead and roll initiative for me.
19 on the dice.
Okay.
Did anyone else hear a gunshot in there?
No, they're.
He has
Excuse
silencers.
me,
He has-
they're
he has-
they're silencers. Thank you very
He
much.
has silencers.
Are you
Oh my God.
communicating any of this, Jess? To me?
Michael Morgan says you're an
Jasper?
idiot.
Yeah, I know.
Kill him first.
Get them!
Yay!
Oh, hold on. I gotta
Okay, so
I gotta change this.
my
up.
options were shoot them first, or run, I guess, back towards the large group of people and just alert the entire, like, Palace.
You had the new recruits
You
option.
had
Just
your
tell them
in.
that
Yeah, new recruit. You had
My
you had
deception
options, my friend.
is negative
my name is
2.
Jeff.
My name's
You
Jeff.
chose violence.
This is the equivalent.
This is loud. Sorry.
So
This is
loud.
the equivalent of when Michael plays
This
Secret
is also
Hitler
not
and
what I
he's just
thought
like,
it was.
"Yeah, I'm Hitler."
Yeah, I'm
Stop
Hitler.
doing that. I gotta find
I'm
better.
all resistance.
Oh, hold on, this is
When
what I was
Michael sat
looking
there so quiet, and it was just like, yes, I'm part of the resistance.
I can't lie. Not good at it.
Oh,
Not
you
my
can't lie,
forte.
and you choose violence immediately.
Not my
All right,
forte.
so-
My name is Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
Are you firing a shot at each person?
Okay, so you go wrong. Oh no, it all went wrong.
No, we're wrong.
To be fair, you
Go
only
ahead.
needed to roll 2 lower for it to have worked. So I wasn't too far off. I have a good spell.
It was a really good roll on my part.
Yeah, that's not
Hey,
not my
Almost
fault.
only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Well,
so-
I could make a
Well, a hand grenade
heart
may be
grenade.
what we use,
Yeah,
so-
it might be. It might be coming. It might be coming.
Oh, so true. They had it
Uh,
coming. They
This
had
is
it coming.
unrelated, but how long is Vel's hair? I'm trying to draw and I don't know his hair. I never.
That's a good question, and kind of the reason you don't know is because he intentionally usually hides it. He does not have hair, as in
Oh.
Earth Ganassi. He has like these like shale
Okay.
rock things
you
on
need-
the top of his head,
Oh, sick. Okay, cool.
Oh,
and he usually tries to
interesting.
keep them hidden because they give away that he's Ganassi.
Gotcha,
All right.
gotcha.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is shoot with a crux shot. That's a 18 on the dice.
18 will hit.
Okay. I'm using a paralyzing agent.
Okay.
So
Wow.
Constitution saving throw.
What is Constitution saving
Why is
throw?
that ass?
This is
That did
some
not hit.
James Bond shit.
I love this music.
That's a 6.
He's paralyzed for a minute.
Okay.
And then I'm going to. So I can't make another shot with this action, but I can shoot him again. I can't make another
Correct.
crux shot, but I can do an action surge and then do another crux bullet. So that's what I'm going
Yes.
to do. So I'm going to put a bullet in the guy who's not
Paralyzed?
paralyzed.
Right. Okay. And your paralyzing shot does not do damage, correct? It just paralyzes.
On a hit, the projectile deals normal weapon damage, and the target must succeed. So it does regular damage. So that is going to be 11 damage.
Okay.
Magic, because all of my shots count as magic now.
Yep.
And then another shot on the
The second card.
second card. That's a 14 on the dice, plus 10 is 24.
This is just straight damage.
Yeah, just actually 14 plus 18 on the dice.
That'll hit. Yep.
Cool. And this is just straight damage. That's 6 on the dice plus 15, 21.
21 damage.
15 sharpshooter, baby.
Nice. Okay, so 21 math. Okay.
Okay, action
Stop.
surge.
Yep.
We are going to crux bullet him, not sharpshooter because I need this to hit. Natural 20.
Random question. Natural 20. Sure, why not? Jess, are you in communication with Jasper right now? Or
Yep.
do you
Yes.
need to be in sight of him to use it?
Within 1 mile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, hers
Okay.
is,
I'm just,
her
no
class
reason. I'm
ability's
just
pretty
curious.
cool.
How are we doing crits? Is it one's max? One is
It's
max.
once max plus then you roll it again.
Okay, well I only got a 3, so 13 plus 5, 18.
So 18 regular damage, and this was a crux shot, right?
This is a crux shot, so he makes a
Right, so
Constitution
18
saving throw.
damage. Right, okay, hold on. Doing math again. Why don't I just do this? So minus 20 plus 2. Okay. Constitution saving throw. That's an 18.
Okay, he makes it. I have another shot on him
Okay.
though. This will be sharpshooter.
Okay.
13 plus 5 is 18.
Yep, it'll hit again.
4 plus 15, 19.
Jesus.
So let me
Oh my
describe
God.
what just happened
I
here.
love this so
My God.
much. Okay.
The guards are lazily standing at the gate. Jasper comes up to them,
Minding their own business.
and they look at him, and in their heads they're like, "This guard is dressed all wrong. Something is up." Their hackles get raised. They look at him and say, "Those ain't the right boots." And Jasper says, well, boom. He whips out his 2 pistols in rapid fire. He takes the first one, swings it, points it at the guard on the left, fires his crutch bullet. It immediately hits the guard with a soft from the silencer, hits him in the shoulder. A faint green sort of aura washes over him as he sort of like seizes up and drops to the ground. The second guard barely gets sort of like a hey before Jasper boom fires another one. It hits him in the other shoulder. He goes back, and as he sort of like whips back around forward, Jasper brings his other pistol up yet again, fires another shot that hits this one square in the chest. That same green aura sort of like washes over him. He seizes up, falls to the ground. Jasper aims his pistol down to the ground, boom, fires a bullet right in his head. The man goes limp.
All right. I do the same thing to the other. I walk over to the other guard who's paralyzed, and I just shoot him in the head.
Yep.
I guess you could say those boots weren't made for walking.
Jesus Christ.
God.
Stop.
So
He's
bad.
paralyzed for a minute, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and just say, over the course of the minute, you can put enough bullets in him that brings his HP down to 0.
Yeah.
And
I'll.
Jasper is left with 2 bodies.
Are there hedges? There've got to be like hedges.
Yes.
Okay.
There's many hedges.
I will drag the bodies into the hedges and like throw them into the hedges.
Okay.
I'll take the keys off of their body. Are any of them like? Okay, I'll actually look at their. I don't know what you're gonna give me out of this, but I will like take the time also to like look at their uniform more closely and then redisguise myself more closely to what they look like. I'll search their bodies to see if there's any sort of like identifying like things that I could grab that would like I'd be able to show that I'm an actual guard or whatnot. So once I do all that, I will open the gate and close the gate and relock it and just continue on my way.
Everything, Jasper, everything good on your way in?
Yeah.
Where the
we're
hell
good.
are you?
We're good. And then I just walk up and I'm like, oh, hey, Violet, what's up?
Oh my God.
I'm still in that mid moment with my mom, so I'm just gonna stare at you.
I'm just you can't. No, you just see a soldier walking by. But I in my head, I'm like, yeah, that soldier you see, that's me. And I just keep walking.
Jeez.
And
And then you're gonna hear nice boots.
You don't know about the boots. You don't know about the boots.
I need to take a moment, and in fact, I think, Michael, if you don't already have it, I have to give you inspiration for thinking of that battle sequence. If they had had a turn, they would have raised an alarm. Neither of them had the chance because you were able to get them incapacitated and down to 0 hit points in one round.
Insane.
So
That's
if you
insane.
don't already have it, you have inspiration for being a spectacular fighter.
Look at me. Look at me. Good thing that because that used like that used almost all of my resources at this point. Can I like take this time while everybody's talking at the ball and like take a short rest? Because that'd be great.
I mean, it depends. Like, how do you plan on spending your short rest?
Chilling by the tree, just like as a guard, just like posted up, just like I assume I'm like heavy breathing, like that was kind of intense, but like also I'm a soldier. I'm like
adrenaline rush.
yeah,
There.
I'm just like I'm like on it. I'm just like let's fucking go. But I'm gonna like take some time to just like gather myself, and just stand guard by the tree.
Alrighty.
Do
I
I get?
cannot believe you just did that.
Do I get a short?
You got
You
it.
t-
Cannot
I
do
I
it.
understand if you don't want to give me the short rest, but
I will say you have begun the process.
there
of
we
taking
go.
A short
Okay.
Rest.
I will say that I've
There's
used.
still time playing out in real time around you, so we're not quite skipping ahead to
Sure.
the short rest worth yet.
That's fair. I've used like all of my resources, but I think it was worth it.
I think it was worth it.
Thank you.
So again, Violet, the voice behind you. After all this time, you just show up. Turn around and face me, young lady.
I'll whip my head around. Hi, Victoria.
Ooh.
I love that
My
I just.
darling girl, you can
It's-
traipse around the world like some sort of disgusting pirate, but I'm still your mama. So, I thought
I'm here, Mama. It's so good
I
to
thought-
see you.
I thought these sorts of functions were beneath you, and yet here you are.
I mean, this is the coronation of the new Empress. It was supposed to be me, right? I would never miss it.
What is it supposed to be, you Violet? We had the agreement forged with the Grand Emperor. You were in the works. You had it. What a
And I
fool
lost
I looked
it.
like when you disappeared and I had to null and void the entire contract.
And I was just sailing away on my dirty pirate ship, just crying about how sad your situation must have been here.
Well, if you came crawling back to stare at the new Grand Empress with envy, it's not going to do you or us any good. So why are you here?
Do you see me on my hands and knees crawling, Mama?
No, but I see you playing the worst form of dress-up I've ever seen you do. You look horrible.
Sal's gonna hear it in her head, be like, "Do you need backup?"
Come over here, Dev. You'll hear in your head. I'll let you know when it just get a little closer. I got this for
Also,
now.
just a reminder, you can't hear each other's atmospheres through her thing. You can just talk.
Yeah, you can't
don't-
hear. So
You don't. If she did not flag for you that her mother was here
Yeah.
talking to
Oh,
her, you
that's
would
right,
not
that's
know.
right, that's right.
I can. I just get to sit here and watch.
You do get to sit there and watch.
Okay, so yeah, I guess I
you
don't
know.
know.
Well, you know, you always just had the better taste and style. And I'm gonna say it with like dripping sarcasm.
It showed me well enough, Violet. Unlike you. But if you're here, you're going to play nice. You're going to play by our rules this time.
Or what?
At least for tonight. Or
Or-
what?
Or what?
Or I have you dragged back to our compound, kicking and screaming.
I'd like to see you try.
Don't
And
tempt
I'm
me,
gonna look
young lady.
over. I'm gonna look over at Elaine and then dab in your head and be like, "Red flag. My mom's attacking me. Swoop in 5 minutes."
I'm gonna start making my way outside.
Talk of your exploits have made their way all the way back to the palace.
Oh. Well,
You're
then I must
becoming
be
a-
doing something right.
You're becoming a bit of a stain on our reputation, darling.
Well, I thought that our reputation was already just so blood red. I would just deepen the color.
As I said, you will play nice this evening. You will not embarrass this family. And if you can do that, I will let you leave this city tomorrow to go crawl back into whatever hole you made for yourself and stay out of our hair. But for now, if you choose to make yourself known in my domain, then as I said, you will play by my rules.
Let me at her. Let me at her.
It's just funny that you think that this is your domain. I mean, look around you. What power do you think you hold here anymore, Mama? The winds are changing. There's a new Empress in town. And last I heard, you were still trying to claw your way back up to from where you've fallen.
I think at that point I'm gonna walk up over Sal's shoulder and just give her the Countess.
Duchess Sinclair, you've returned as well. Welcome back to Vekova.
Thank you. Your daughter has been an extreme help in my endeavors recently.
Your endeavors.
Mine, my father's, the Empire's, who's to say, really? But she's a pivotal part in it all.
Of course, to be expected. She's always been a team player.
But tell me, Mama, what's the game tonight for you?
I'll have you know, I'm on the cusp of sealing a deal with Goldcloak Novar Balvisa.
Oh. That sounds like it'll be profitable.
It will be profitable, yes, and it will secure this family's standing for years to come. It will secure a comfortable place for your brother.
What what are you giving him, Mama? I mean, he's not that interested, and Novar can't be that interested in iron ore.
And why not? He's an industrious man. He has big plans.
But where are we going to supply it if Galebreak no longer exists?
Yes, thankfully we were not in the city when it unfortunately fell. But we have other means of accessing the roaming peaks. I still have Dolgulir under my thumb. Those dwarves still work for me.
Well, funny enough that I also have business with Novar.
Really?
Hmm.
And what could that be? Hmm?
I actually I'm working with him.
To do what, exactly?
If you won't tell me, why should I tell you?
I told you exactly what I'm doing. I'm working to secure a deal with him to supply iron.
And he's just paying you in return? He's not asking for anything else?
You know how this system works, Violet. He's returning the favor with status. With with the Grand Emperor's ear. If I couldn't secure a good marriage for you, then I will definitely try to secure one for your brother. This is how I do that.
Well, if I were you, Mama, I would not tie my carriage to that horse for too long.
Which horse?
Novar.
The one you've also tied your carriage to, it seems?
Temporarily.
I'll say this again, Violet. I understand I've lost as much of you as was available to me. That's fine. I don't need you anymore. But you will not ruin this night for me, or I will use everything at my disposal to make sure you do not leave this city. You can laugh all you want, darling. you know I have the means.
And I look over at Dav and Elaine and at Jasper by the tree, and just be like, and you know that I have the means to escape you yet again.
I know you have a head that tends to be a little too big for your shoulders, dear.
I wonder who I got that from.
If you want to test me, you know I have no problem showing you what I'm capable of. Now, and she turns to Arthur, get back inside and stop lolling around out here in the dirt. And she looks at you and she says, you too.
I will. In my head, I'll be like, "It's fine. You can go. I'll watch the tree."
I'll look at Dav. I'll say in your head, Dav. I'll be like, I'm going in. If not to get more information.
I tell you, okay. And before I turn to join you, I look at the Countess and I say, the fact that you're so threatened by Violet means you know how powerful she really is. Otherwise, you wouldn't be fussing this much.
Her eyes square, she doesn't yield an inch, and she looks at you and she goes, no, Duchess Sinclair. I know how precarious it can be when an important cog in your machine doesn't quite function the way you need it to. I know what happens when a child doesn't deliver the way their parents expect them to.
You think that Violet and I are the same. And I have to agree with you. We might, to some capacity. But I'm going to enjoy the day that she proves you wrong.
I guess we'll meet again then, if that day comes.
When?
In the meantime, she'll go and she'll pick back up the champagne flute that she had put on the ground, so she had it out of the way. Enjoy the rest of your evening, Duchess Sinclair.
I will. Then I walk away.
She waits for you, Violet, and Arthur to make your way inside before she follows you.
I'm gonna grab Arthur like by the shoulders and walk in with him because I didn't want him going in alone. So I'm there for him and playing this game. So yeah, head held high. I'll walk in and then yell back, "All right, Mama, time for you to introduce me to your most powerful friends."
Yes, of course. And she kind of scans the room, and she goes, ah, someone who might actually appreciate your travels. And she takes you by the hand, and she leads you over to where Brinia Tavin is sort of stationed
Oh my god.
against
Is
the back
Elaine
wall.
with you?
I think no. I wanted to kind of like go in and maybe talk to someone who was in charge of security here.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll say
Yeah.
before we do that, let's
Unless
jump over.
Violet wants me to come with.
It's Violet, whatever you're doing.
I think I'll be wrapped up, I think, with Art and talking to Brianna.
Then I think I
Brinia.
will.
What's her name?
Brinia?
Brinia?
Brinia.
Brinia.
Yeah.
Bernia or Brenia?
Berea? Like
Brenia.
the tacos?
Brinia.
Also, I'm still with Davina, who was there as well, right? So we're
Yeah.
all kind of being
Yeah, I would assume
brought
you
over there?
came with me. So
Okay,
we're you, me, and Jasper are still outside by the tree at this point.
If you want to be.
Okay, so we're not going with Sal?
It's
Do-
up
should
to you
we?
guys.
No, I just need to know where we're at. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm following you, Davina. So whatever you do, I'm with you.
Yeah, because Jasper, you said you're gonna stay by the tree.
Yeah, as a guard for a little bit, if I can get a short rest in, which is 30 minutes, but we'll see. Actually, you know what? Is there anyone else out here, or is it just us?
It's very quiet. There's a couple of people that come in for like the cool night air as a break from the ball, but it's pretty chill.
Could I find just like a quick spot? Like, are there still hedges and stuff?
Yeah.
All right. Can I find a spot that has no people around? I'm gonna stash my short sword and my rifle in like the hedge.
Sure.
And then I will, with no one looking, I'm going to Ring of Disguise and turn into this gentleman.
Oh boy.
Let's
Oh my
see.
God.
Oh my gosh, the top
Oh,
hat.
my
my
god.
God.
Hello.
Oh my god.
I did finish drawing a little bit of Mook. Hold on.
Yes.
I love Mook, but also I've been watching a lot of Smosh Gentlemen's.
Oh yeah.
Kate!
A rat-a-tat, a rat-a-tat-tat,
This is John Wick on like steroids.
a rat-a-tat, a rat-a-tat-tat.
Oh
Drawing a
my
little
god.
bit too, and that's what you fucking hit us with.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I knew it would get focused. I knew.
Oh
So
my God.
if Vel and Dev are still outside, I'll walk up to I do have my shoulder holsters with the coat over them, so I do still have my silenced pistols, but I stashed my rifle by the tree. And
But this gentleman is walking.
this
up towards us.
gentleman is walking up to you, and I say, "I say, good chaps, how is your evening going?"
I look at Val and I'm like, no, I'm so sorry. I think you have the.
I do say it is a wonderful evening.
Yeah.
No.
Do I know that this is? Can I suss out that this might be?
You
him?
can make an investigation check against his spell save.
No, Dev is not even
Not good.
trying. She's just so weirded out. She's trying to back up, get out.
It's a 7.
Nope.
You don't know.
This is
I'm-
amazing.
I'm sorry, Devi girl. Am I making you nervous?
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
I don't know, but I know you.
That's not. That's creepy. That's okay. I think the party's inside.
I'll,
If you would like to go in there.
I'll just pretend to go for something in my pocket and brush my jacket back just a little bit so you see the pistols.
So now it's a threat. So now you're threatening her. So now
Okay,
you're threatening
now
this
I'm gonna
poor
be-
woman.
Do I recognize the gun?
I don't know.
You're
I don't know.
like
You're, I don't know why you're asking me.
You have like unique pistols, Jasper?
I mean, they look like they're the pistols that I stole off of the people from the
So
circle.
you've been using them for a while.
Yeah, they're the same ones that I've had.
Okay. Okay. It's a. Keep pulling. I think I see the pistols and I'm like, oh my god, Jasper, you fucking idiot.
You two look beautiful together. Are you guys a couple?
No. What the hell happened to you? Well, why this? What's this?
So I was a guard, and then I was walking my way along the outskirts to come back around to this area. I was just seeing if there was another way in. Ran into a couple of guards. They clocked me. I killed them, and now we're here.
You said that so absolutely casually. I just want to make sure I heard you right. You killed 2 guards
Yeah,
in
they're
the
in,
middle of this.
they're in a hedge. It's fine. It's fine. They're not the only ones
Okay,
who are
when you
gonna die
say
tonight.
it, when you say it so high pitched like that, it makes me think that it's not fine.
I mean, you can't see them unless you're looking for them. I mean, they'll start to smell eventually, but not tonight.
Okay. Okay.
Someone might be
I'm gonna
upset
do
that there's
my-
no guards watching that gate, so like some guards might get in trouble at some point, but like it's still locked, so like if like people are like, it doesn't look like someone got through, it just looks like someone left their post. You know what I mean?
Is this how you regularly function? You just like
Oh no, this is all new. I'm running on adrenaline at this point. This is pure adrenaline. I'm harnessing my inner Sal here. I'm just going for it.
okay, well, whatever this gentleman is that you created, please don't speak to anyone at the ball like that.
What?
Please, I'm
I don't know what
begging
you're
you.
talking about. This is a perfect disguise.
I can't believe I'm about to say this. I really can't believe I'm about to say this. I think Mook was better.
Oh my god, no.
I like
Bullshit.
it's basic, like I love that, like it's basically just Mook with a top hat, so I just take the top
No,
hat off.
I know.
I like
Yeah,
I ring of
yeah.
disguise the top hat off and I'm like, say no more, he's back.
Oh, I regret all of
And
it.
I
all of
walk
it.
I walk into the gala.
Incredible. All right, from there, real quick, we're gonna cut now over to Elaine. Elaine, you mentioned you're looking to find some sort of a head of security, perhaps?
Yeah, I am interested in kind of just like leading, I guess, with intimidation as like an authority of like, I mean, look at me, I'm built for this, literally. And so I want to see if I can find someone with a little more ornate armor or someone who seems to be like in charge of monitoring this situation. My
Sure.
intent is maybe to chat them up, talk to them, and like maybe try to suss out if they're clued into any kind of fishy like stuff going on.
Okay. So you've been watching the crowd a little bit for the last however much time you've been here. You do notice, so there are a couple white dragoons scattered amongst the ballroom. One of them in particular, who is positioned closer to the front of the room near the two thrones. At multiple points throughout the evening, other dragoons and guards have come up and spoken to him, and like no one else has had that happen.
Okay, cool. The dragoons aren't the typical security though, right? They're kind of like, or like this is a big deal that they're here. So.
Yes, correct.
Okay, then yeah, I guess I will go on up to the head of the dragoons.
Okay. You approach him. He's human, but he's extremely tall for a human. Probably about 6'5".
Okay.
Definitely like so technically he's a mage. The white dragoons are battle mages, but he's still like very beefy and bulky. Looks very sort of menacing, but also sort of regal in his kind of unique armor that he wears. And he sort of stands at attention, and he eyes you curiously as you approach.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Elaine. I'm here with the Duchess Davina Sinclair.
Yes, welcome to the ball, Elaine.
Am I correct in assuming you are head of security for this event?
I am indeed. Yes.
It's a lot. There's a lot of people.
A lot of people and one automata, to be correct.
Yes. Yes, I don't mean to lump myself in.
No, I just mean to say, it speaks to the diversity of those who celebrate in the glory of the Empire. I do not mean to offend. Is there anything I can help you with, Elaine?
No, I was simply, I suppose, curious. This is my job, you know, this security of one person, but you know what you are doing on a much smaller scale. And I don't know. I suppose I was curious how you manage all of this. How do you deal with this responsibility?
Make a. I'm gonna say persuasion here, as you're sort of asking a
Fair.
little bit of a personal question while he's on the clock here.
Yeah. She's learning. Oh, it's a 4? What is my persuasion? It's so bad. Yeah. Oh, my persuasion's +5, so a 9. Hello.
He kind of looks and he's like, uh, we have strict protocols and maneuvers and standards that we uphold. This is not our first ball. It certainly won't be our last. Vigilance. Vigilance.
It's a good quality. My Duchess was a bit anxious coming into the event this night. It is, you know, extremely important that she is in attendance, but is there anything I should be aware of? Anything unexpected? Or I don't know. You know, my Duchess's safety is my number one priority in protocol.
Of course, from one protector to another, I can respect your integrity and your duty to your ward. Your Duchess has nothing to be worried about. It has been a quiet evening. Some minor happenstances, but nothing that we are unprepared for. So,
That's good.
do you? He kind of looks at you and he's like, are you worried about anything?"
I suppose yes, always.
Of course, of course. He kind of like stops for a second, and then he's like, "If you hear of anything, please do let me know right away. As you understand, the safety of these patrons is my utmost concern, and well, the Grand Emperor and the Grand Empress will be making their entrance very soon, so I want to be sure everything is in order. So please, if you, I could use not just another pair of eyes, but such unique eyes."
Oh, I would be.
Is he flirting with you, Elaine?
God, I don't know. Then yes. Please, if I see anything, I'll be sure to let you know.
Excellent. He sticks out his hand for you to shake, and he goes, "Commander Elonia."
Very pleased to meet you.
You too, Elaine.
I don't want to like give up what could pop off, so I will just do a curt little bow and I'll walk off. And I think I will try to make my way through. And what I hope to do, unless like other people want to post up in a different place, I want to make my way to where like as close as I can be to like kind of secure an area where the Emperor and Empress will be coming in after their entrance. So I'll kind of like use just like, you know, my body as a like I'll be rude if I have to secure a place where any of our party can like stand in our little retinue circle, so that we can be close to Esmeralda specifically, so the consort side of
Sure.
things. Yeah, so I kind of want to like secure a spot, and then I will mental link, and I'll let Violet and everybody know I've got us a spot for when they make their grand entrance. It should be pretty good. In case anything happens, we'll be the first ones in the line.
Excellent. Alrighty, well, in that case, we will go back to Violet. And your mother leans over to Brenia Tavin
Brenia.
and says, Goldcloak Tavin, may I introduce you, my son and daughter, Arthur and Violet? And Brenia, she's sort of, she's short for a dragonborn, but sort of very stout. And she kind of like, she looks at you and she goes, yes, it's a pleasure to meet you. Salazar strong family, yes.
Brenia, the pleasure's all mine.
Indeed. How are you enjoying the evening, Mistress Salazar?
Well, it's such an extravagant affair, and you know, after spending so many weeks traveling outside of the city, it feels good to be back.
Oh, you've returned from recent travels, have you?
I have, yes.
Please, do tell, where have you been able to visit?
Well, you know, Scarport and oh, you've been.
Make your first roll against Brenia.
Yeah. Okay. Do I add anything to? It's just a straight D20.
This one, I think, because you're also kind of being truthful, I'd say this is a persuasion.
18.
Yep. Roll a d12.
Get it?
4.
Okay. She goes, yes, as a matter of fact, I've returned from recent travel from Scarport myself. I did not expect a young lady like yourself to journey to such a place. It's a little rough and tumble. And she's gonna make her first roll against you. And that's a 19 on the die.
Shit. Okay, yeah.
Damn, these rolls are insanely good.
Yikes.
A two on the d12.
Okay. I glance at my mother, and then I glance at Art. And I look back at her, and I'm like, well, us Salazars, we're more than we seem.
I do believe so, yes. And tell me, how is the family home holding up after the disaster at Galebreak?
The disaster at Galebreak, I know, I heard about it just on my travels back to the city. It's a disaster, but I mean, and I like put my hand over my heart. My dear mother is very resourceful, and we have assets all across the empire. And so while this is a devastating impact for the short term, in the long term, we're able to secure iron ore from other locations.
And make another roll.
Oh, that was a 8 plus 8, 16?
Yeah, that'll hit.
All right. No, 6.
Alrighty. Ah, well, that is good to hear. I know the devastation coming out of Galebreak was unlike anything I'd heard before. But Scarport, tell me more about... Well, tell me more about what you found there, your endeavors.
Well, do you know of Captain Garland?
I do, as a matter of fact. I met her myself for the first time not too long ago. She's a strong character.
Did you get along with her?
You know, as a matter of fact, I did. We seem to have a mutual respect for one another and understanding, yes?
Then you're one of the very few.
Well, it seems her and I are similar in the respect of, we don't tolerate nonsense very well, so.
Well, I was there to visit her. She's an old friend of mine.
Is she now? Make a deception check.
Is that deception? If it's true?
Yeah, it's
Actually,
true.
that's true. Go ahead, make another persuasion, yeah.
All right. 18.
Another 18, yep, go ahead and roll the die again. Damn, you guys are killing it on these rolls.
7.
I don't know if this is where we should be spending our good dice, but it's where we are spending our good dice.
She kind of looks at you and she's like, yes, pardon me, I just did not expect. It's an unlikely, but I'm sure a fruitful friendship. You know, opposites attract and all that. She's going to continue speaking with her lips. In your head, Violet, you're gonna hear different words from her as she begins speaking with you through magic in your head. And she says, did the captain procure a feather of her own? The answer to this question is very important, dear.
So you know the feathers.
And I should say, actually, with that, she's making a roll against you by sort of dropping the feather.
Okay.
Alright, that dice is on the ground. That dice... No, it doesn't matter. Anyway. That is a 17.
Yeah.
Okay.
That hits.
That's an 8 on the die.
And why exactly do you want to know about the feather?
Well, they are unfortunately everything to us at the moment. To us, to Nova. I know Nova is. He's mentioned that he's spoke with you not long ago.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yes, you see, the Siege of the Celestials was interesting to me. I am, of course, Zholmyr's foremost expert on lore and folklore and related to the quintessence, and even I was unprepared for exactly what I saw up there, but... Well, you know, of course, it was I who told Nova about this whole possibility in the first place, and so I feel a little bit responsible, I must say, for making sure that, well, that some of these objects don't end up in the wrong hands. And as much respect I have for Captain Garland, well, she should not be having a feather.
Well, believe me, if she did have a feather, I would know.
Good.
So
As
it
far
was
as I know,
you. Go ahead.
No, it's just as far as I know, the lost feathers have been at least located, and that is what is important. So, I want to make sure
and
all loose ends are tied up.
yes, and how many feathers are there out there?
Well, we were only missing 2, but it seems that both have been accounted for. So,
In total, how many do you have then?
do we have at our disposal?
Yes. Yes.
Well, we were
exactly.
able to leave with 4 from the top of the mountain.
4.
Technically, we only need one, but of course, it is important to have the backups.
And I mean, Novar shared a little bit about what you're planning, and I know you are obviously the mastermind behind getting the feathers and the theory behind it. And so, what are you building with the feathers?
Make another roll.
19.
Bitch.
Yep, roll that dice.
Actually, yeah. 21. Yeah, all right.
Woo!
No! Just one measly one. Oh no.
Arnar.
Arnar!
Narvar.
She says, "Well, we're not building anything, of course. These are tools. These are conduits to ultimately find the source of the power, the soul of the world, as I'm sure you know. The the feathers are, of course, the essence of the celestials that we need, and when we were to find the essence of the other two, well, it's anyone's guess, but I have my educated guess, of course, but... Well, I do worry a bit. You see, with what happened in Galebreak, I worry that the stakes may have gotten a little bit higher. I worry that perhaps the obstacles have grown a bit in number, but anyway, I digress.
Well, there's not an obstacle that I run into that I haven't been able to get around. And I think that's why Novar is thinking about entrusting myself and a few of my friends to go and secure the other tools that we need.
Make that roll.
Okay, I'll roll another one.
All y'all
I lost it.
all y'all just throwing your dice off the table.
Literally, though.
Wait, I have to get it. I can't get the other one. Okay. Oh, that is a 14?
14 does not hit.
No.
So with that, she gets to basically lob kind of like a counterattack at you, which is going to be a 15 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit. Okay.
Nope.
She kind of looks at you and she says, "Yes, I was a bit curious to hear that you and your party were potential follow-ups to our own enterprise. I'm not quite sure pardon me, not quite sure the experience that you bring to this sort of mission."
I'm gonna let out like a wicked smile. And say, appearances, as you know, are not what they seem. And when there's a job that needs to get done, if there's something that needs to be acquired, me and my friends, we're the ones who get it done.
I see. Well, we do need all the help we can get. Yes, I'll be curious to see what you're able to accomplish. Anyways.
But for us to work in the way that we need to, we can't be plan B. As Novar has suggested.
And just
Would you put in a word for us?
And just how do you plan to be plan A?
We have some contacts in Tilo Asari. If you can get us in the door unnoticed, with little conflict, And whatever happened in the Drowar Mountains, you know how some feathers went missing? Trust me, once I get my hands on something, I don't let it go.
Of course. Go ahead and make another roll.
That is a 19.
Go ahead.
3. I'm rolling really low on my d12.
Oh no.
It's okay because that's actually going to be just enough. Let's just say her intelligence is high, her wisdom and charisma are extremely low. So her HP was a lot lower than Tatiana's. And she says, I will do what I can to assist. Yes, I mean, I'm sure anything that you do will be far better than what Adonia proposed.
Adonia's an idiot.
I'm sure we will speak again then, Mistress Salazar. Until then, please, if you excuse me. And she kind of like politely like finishes up. You hear her sort of like wrap up her vocal stuff too, like her actual stuff that she's speaking. And she's like, you know, like, and so we're just going to have to wait until next year to try and get the funding once more, but we'll stick with it. And then she kind of like turns and walks away. And right around that time, the ballroom erupts to a fanfare of trumpets. This beautiful sort of piercing melody kind of reverberates along the golden halls, and the herald yells out, "Make way for Grand Emperor Eva and Grand Empress Esmeralda Petrovna." Doors in the back fly open, and as they walk in, the herald says, "Long may they reign." And in walks, to thunderous applause from the crowd, and bows as they walk in, a short male figure, sort of like very short and skinny, dressed in these big billowy clothes that look almost awkward on him in just his small stature. Big, like I said, like flowy sort of formal dress wear, big flowing red cape with fur lines at the top, wearing a big golden and ruby encrusted crown. And then at his side, a woman who's even about an inch taller than him walks in. She has bright white, sort of porcelain skin, big, large green eyes. Her dark brown hair is tucked behind slightly pointed ears, and a beautiful ruby red gown falls over her almost like in waves. A huge train flows behind her. She wears a gorgeous golden tiara and a beautiful golden choker with one large emerald sitting right in the front. And as she walks in, shit, I just said something. As she walks in, she kind of like makes eye contact and sort of gives like polite nods. She has this kind of like tired look on her face, but she has this like pleasant smile that she's sort of putting on. And the couple kind of make their way in up to the chairs. As they pass, Elaine was able to sort of secure you guys a good spot. So as soon as you hear the fanfare, anyone who wants to be there comes sort of rushing in. So I would imagine Violet, Davina, and Valterra, you all make your way and join Elaine. Jasper, I think are you hanging out outside still?
I'll stand by like the back, like the entrance to like exit to where the tree is, but not like I'm not outside. Okay. I'm like inside, but like having my eye on the tree, but like still watching.
Okay.
Yeah, if Jasper's watching it, we probably would make our way in. We're probably next to Elaine up front there.
I'm just a gentleman in the back of the room.
There's some coals.
My
Um,
God.
They walk in. They're basically like doing the rope line, you know. So like they're walking along. They hold out like hands and sort of like people are kissing them as they walk by. He leads, and then she kind of follows behind. She gets to your group. She kind of lazily looks at you, Violet, and sort of like nods politely. She looks at you, Davina, nods politely. Velterra sort of same. She like makes like brief, non-engaged eye contact. Um, Her eyes turn up to Elaine, and for a split second, there is a fire in her eyes as they grow wide, and then they dim once more, and she continues her way down the line, and they make their way up to their thrones as the ball. The Emperor sort of like claps his hands, and the ball continues, and that is where we will end tonight. We will pick this right back up again on Sunday. This
I
night
like
is
balls.
far from over. But thanks for at least joining us for now, and hopefully we'll see you again very, very soon, in just a matter of days. But until then, adios.
Goodbye.
Bye.